Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to WWE Aftershock Extra. Today we're covering Night of Champions 2023 and NXT Battleground 2023. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with the co-host for the first time in like a month almost.
Chris.
I almost thought you missed your cue there. Like you didn't say anything for a little bit. Like, oh no, he missed his cue.
Suspense.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll be honest right now, this video is going to be a bit annoying to do because I don't know if you were hearing. I think there's a bug in my room right now that's just buzzing. And he will not stop. Luckily, I got my headphones on, so I can't really hear him. But it's
you won't be able to see it, though.
Huh?
You'll see it, though.
Yeah, I think also, too, you just put my AC in, and I can, like, hear all the bugs outside my window right now. So they're just all buzzing around, and it's just, yeah, it's just not good.
At least you can't hear it, though, so you don't have to deal with annoying sounds.
Yeah, that's great. I just have to listen to your annoying voice the whole time.
I know, so. Yeah, I know, right? My fucking...
Yeah, so...
Blackula!
Yeah, but we're doing WWE Aftershock today. So I will admit something. I'm still getting caught up on all of the stuff. There was just a crazy day yesterday. So I haven't seen anything post Night of Champions or Battleground, but this had to get done today because it's either that or I got to do 3 shows on Sunday, and I'd rather just get this done today. And you know, we're not really going to be talking about anything that happened post Night of Champions or Battleground, so we can get through this pretty damn easily. So there you go. But yeah, let's start talking about this show. Night of Champions 2023. We had the media event. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I want to talk about it because it was a fairly significant show or part of the show. The host of the media event was Byron Saxton and Michael Cole. Glad to see Byron Saxton back in the saddle again. I think he kind of got done dirty. He's just stuck doing backstage interviews now. Now he gets to like hang out with Michael Cole and all that type of stuff, and everyone's happy about it.
What a good boy.
Huh?
What a good boy.
Yeah, he's been very good lately. So I feel like he deserves some love. So it showed an awesome intro video. It was basically the intro, the cold open of Night of Champions, where they talked about all of the big stuff that's going to happen. It was narrated by Triple H. It was really good. It was really awesome. I loved it. What do you think of the intro cold open? I loved it.
It was good. Great. It was good. Yeah, it was
really... Triple H did a promo. He just kind of hyped everybody up, wishing everybody love. And let's talk about this because I feel like this show in entirety was really when it was the most notable. The Saudi crowd at the media event and at the show itself. I think this was the hottest crowd that's ever been at a Saudi show. Like they were white hot for everything. I don't know what happened. I know what happened, but it's just insane how like the crowd's never this into Saudi shows. This is like insane. What did you think of this?
Crazy. It's so different than when it was at the beginning.
Yeah,
because at the beginning, like, the prince or the whatever of Saudi Arabia, his entire family would sit front row, and then the paying attendants would sit behind them.
Yep,
and you could see that the kids of the royal family were into it, but the fucking adults had no interest whatsoever. They're on the phones or talking to each other. They could give a fuck less about what's going on in the ring. Now. And Night of Champions, like to present day, and it's literal fans in the front row, and it's crazy. It's just like how it's a big step up from where it was at the beginning.
Yeah, it's definitely much better. I do wonder too, because the culture is starting to improve now at Saudi Arabia. I mean, I'm only saying this just after the show, so I don't pay attention to the politics side, but it does feel like the culture is changing a little bit in Saudi Arabia. So I think that also
WWE does have a hand in like, I guess like moving it in the right direction, but they're gonna be doing their own thing, and that's a pretty shitty country. But like,
yeah, it does feel like when it feels like when WWE's there now, though, like the culture was much different than it is. So we could we could dive into that a lot more than we could, and we're not gonna. But it does feel like the culture has changed a little bit since they first started going there. Like the woman's able to be there now, and Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn, I mean, was the biggest thing that was able to go there this time. So it did feel like a change, another go this time.
Yeah, because Syria and Saudi Arabia have got back into talks again. They're friendly.
Yeah.
So they allowed Sami to go there without repercussion.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, he talked about the show and everything like that. Triple H. There was points he had to stop talking because the crowd was just chanting. He couldn't even hear himself think. It was that loud. And yeah, he was just kind of talking about the attendance and all that type of stuff. Talking about how successful this is and everything like that. Then he brings out Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes out. His arm was in a sling from the attack by Brock Lesnar. He kind of says a lot of the same stuff he's been saying about Brock Lesnar. And fans were really into Cody. They were singing his theme song during the media event, but it was really good stuff. What do you think of Cody's promo at the media event?
It's good. Like I like how they bring him to these things. Like, again, it gets the crowd pumped up. People love Cody. It's obvious they love him all around the world. And I think this was his first Saudi show.
It is, yeah, because he wasn't at
he was there last year when they did the tour of Saudi
because he was injured.
Yeah,
a lot of people I think called him a hypocrite because before he went back to WWE, he was very against the Saudi stuff, and now they're like, "Oh, what a coincidence!" Now that he goes back, he's all fine with it now. He's doing a Saudi show, so
I think it's just what the company wants to do.
Yeah, so
he's the main star in the company, one of the top stars, one of the top main stars in the company, easily the biggest babyface in the company.
Yep,
right on top there with Seth. And,
yeah, definitely.
WWE says, "Hey, we're going to go to Saudi Arabia." What's he going to say? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
I have a big match on the show that's being advertised. I'm just not going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different for Sami due to obvious reasons, religious reasons.
Yeah.
And Kevin, just supporting his friend, didn't want to go ever. So
and when Brian didn't want to go back in 2018 when he had a big title match there, it was kind of different for him too.
Yeah.
So.
Those family reasons.
Yeah. So
if you don't want to go there because for family reasons, I'm all for that. It's a shitty country. It's really, as much as WWE is trying to help in equal rights and everything down there and trying to get them on the right path, it's still a fucking very horrifically shitty country.
Yep.
So, and a lot of people, Sami, for ages didn't feel safe going down there because he's Syrian and they didn't like Syrians and they would have killed him instantly.
Yeah.
So, it's nice that he got to go because their relations are very friendly at the moment. But that could switch at any moment, knowing that with what goes on in those political adventures, which we'll not talk about.
Yeah. Then it had the hype for the women's match between Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. This was pretty decent. People were pretty into Trish Stratus. And Becky Lynch, they were chanting Seth Rollins' theme because they're married in real life, and I thought Becky used that very well in a promo. Trish's promo wasn't very good, but I thought Becky's was really good. I talked about this when I did the Go Home week. I think this is just really exposed that Becky's really the better talent than Trish because Becky's really carried this. Becky really carried this feud going into Night of Champions. It's not an opinion. She really did.
Yeah. And the fact that Trish is going to appear regularly moving forward on television too, which again, it's what happens in this match? It's just mind-numbingly dumb and stupid.
Yeah. Then we had the World Heavyweight Championship hype. It was only AJ Styles that showed up because Seth Rollins was still filming for that Marvel movie that they have coming up. But AJ Styles talked about how Seth is focused on that. He hasn't really been focused on the world title situation, and he said that he's going to win the world title. Really nothing to the promo there. He talked about how he'd be more willing to go to Raw when if he wins the belt. So what'd you think of that? That was good stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
And then they had the Intercontinental Championship match hype between Walter and Mustafa Ali. Fans were really into Mustafa Ali, obviously because I don't think he's not from there, but he's like
he's a Muslim.
Yeah, so he's really over, and fans were really into Walter and Imperium. And Walter immediately got the people to hate him by saying that he doesn't need their approval and all that type of stuff. I thought that was really good stuff. Mustafa Ali talked about how he's going to win the championship, and he said that he's going to use all the heart and all the power in the world to become the new Intercontinental Champion. This is really good promo here. I thought Mustafa Ali really delivered. It seems like this might have just been a one-time thing that he's moving away from the DDP positivity gimmick now because
100%.
which I didn't hate that gimmick, but he really couldn't be that gimmick if he was going to do this match. It just was not going to work. So I kind of like that. Serious. Yeah. So what did you think of the IC title hype? I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really good too. There's a lot of really good hype videos and hyping up to these matches.
Yeah. And then they showed an interview with Bianca Belair. She was interviewed by the Indian person who does the WWE Now things. I forget her name off the top of my head. Bianca Belair talked about being the Raw Women's Champion, how if Asuka wanted a title shot, she could have just asked her for a rematch instead of blowing the mist in her face. And talks about how she's going to retain a Raw Women's title tomorrow night and just add to her legacy. I thought this was a good interview by Bianca. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I thought it was good. That was really, really good.
And then we have the biggest thing that happened at the media event. It was the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship match hype. First, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa came out. Well, Paul Heyman came out and introduced Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and I loved it too because they were like booing Heyman, and then like they changed their mind, and Paul Heyman was just like, "Oh, now you cheer me!" Like I liked Heyman here a lot. He even went to do like his introduction to Roman Reigns, and he like stopped mid sentence because the fans were into it. I thought it was great. And then Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa came out. Roman Reigns told Saudi Arabia to acknowledge him. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn immediately interrupt him. He doesn't even get to talk, really. I think I talked about this. If you really think about it, other than Cody, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are really the only ones that don't fear the tribal chief. They do a lot of shit to the tribal chief that like no one would have even dared to do. Like anytime Roman Reigns stares them down, typically they still fear. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. No, sorry, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn aren't afraid of the tribal chief. They're stars. They're great. They're awesome.
100%.
They're not scared. There's no reason for them to be scared. So, I mean, because Sammy was probably scared already. I know, like there was I talked about this. I know they were all good, but Sammy had to have been fucking terrified anyway. So, but anyhow, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come out. Sami Zayn talked into the native language that Saudi Arabia talks in. And he talked about doing this. Roman Reigns and Solo just leave. They don't want to deal with this anymore. And Kevin Owens says, I guess Roman Reigns couldn't deal with the fact that he wasn't the most popular guy here. I thought that was great. And they talk about how they're going to retain the WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles, and the bloodline's going to crumble completely at Night of Champions. This was awesome right here. The crowd reaction was insane for Sami Zayn. It was just awesome stuff. I still couldn't believe the fact that Sami Zayn wrestled in Saudi. Like, it's something I never thought that I would see happen. It's insane that it happened, and I love that it happened. What did you think of this? This was awesome.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. This was just great. And that was the media event. I thought the media event was awesome. I like these media events, like press conferences that they've been doing lately since Triple H took over. I think they've been really successful. I know a lot of people say that it's WWE like copying New Japan and AEW, but they do them really well, and I think they might do them the best out of like all the companies. I think because too they're not in the same place all the time. They're in different countries and everything. They don't do them they don't do them after every show too. It's very sporadic that they do them. Like, I like these events. What do you think of these press conferences and these media events? I think they're really good.
Yeah, the press conferences are great.
Yeah.
The ones they've been doing where you see Puerto Rico, Saudi, like I hope they do those for like the big shows. Not like Money in the Bank is probably going to have one just because it's fucking huge. It's in London.
Yeah, I know
but like if they were to do one like stateside, like I don't think it deserves a press conference.
Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna go to Saudi, if you're gonna go to Puerto Rico, if you're gonna go to London, those all deserve press conferences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Then we had the kickoff show. The panel was at WWE headquarters, which makes sense. There's really no reason to waste the time and fly people over there just to do the panel. I remember they did it a couple of times. It didn't even really make sense. So I'm glad that they just do it at the headquarters when they have shows, outside of the state. The panel was Peter Rosenberg, Caleb Braxton, and Matt Camp. They did very well on the panel. I thought they did really good, really good. Now I haven't watched Raw yet. I think I talked about this on the Go Home show. I think Jackie Redmond may be gone pretty soon, which I really wouldn't complain about just because she hasn't shown up recently. It could be because NHL's in like playoff season and she's more committed to doing that. But I talked about it. I think it's just time to cut your losses with Jackie Redmond. It's not worth the investment at all. I think she misses like every show every 3 weeks because the hockey thing's just more important. I really don't think she'd be all that offended if you fired her either, just because she's doing the hockey thing anyways. So, honestly, I think you should just have like Mackenzie Mitchell or Jackie Redmond take over her spot. What do you think of that take right there?
She's a talking head. She's easily replaceable with anyone, anywhere.
Yeah.
They wanted someone from if they wanted Lexi Nair, from AEW, they're going to fucking sign her. Like they're so interchangeable and so replaceable that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I agree with that. During the pre-show, Cody Rhodes got interviewed. He showed up, and Byron Saxon asked like why Cody Rhodes is so intent on doing this match. There's really no reason for it. And Cody Rhodes said that I can deal with the fact that if my arm gets broken tonight, but is Brock Lesnar going to be able to deal with the fact that he lost again to me 2 pay-per-views in a row? I thought Cody got a really good promo here, and I thought everything that he said made sense. What did you think of this interview that he did?
I like it. I like what he's been. I like it. I like it a lot.
Then it showed the Special Olympic athlete segment. It was just kind of like them kind of talking about that. I thought that was pretty decent. What did you think of that?
It was nice. It was good. It was good.
Very nice. Street Profits. You have to hit out with them. I mean, that's good. That's great.
I would love to hang out with them.
Yeah. I think they advertised the Special Olympics coming up, so that's cool. I like how the Special Olympics gets more shine than like the real Olympics. I probably shouldn't say that, but like the Olympics, I guess. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for what I just said right there. I said that was not good. That was bad.
Good. It's a great event.
I know. I just said I like how it gets more love in terms of it seems like they do that more than the Olympics. As the Olympics is every 3 years, it feels like they do the Special Olympics every year. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, that better not get clipped. The fact that I said that Special Olympics gets more love than the real Olympics. That's bad. I should have thought that through. That was bad. Let's just move on. But the show itself, we had the commentary team of Corey Graves and Michael Cole. They did very well. They're really great together, especially during the Triple H era. Michael Cole was very good all night. There's some lines that he says that I'll talk about. So, we had the first match on the show. It was an inter-promotional brand versus brand match for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship Tournament Finals. It's SmackDown's AJ Styles versus Monday Night Raw's Seth Rollins. This match was excellent. It was great stuff. I have a complaint, though. It's nothing about the match itself. This match should not have kicked off the show. I say that because this World Championship already has a lot to live up to. They kind of didn't really do the reveal all that well. They made it look like kind of a secondary championship compared to the one that Roman Reigns has. The fact that it kicked off the show should not have happened. It should have been like I would have flipped the IC title and the World Heavyweight Championship match. Because like I said, that's not as big of a match, considering the fact that the guy in the match was Muslim. He was going to get over anyways. That was a pretty big match for them. So, what do you think? I think like this match should have been later in the show, not main events because of what happens, but at least should have been like at least in like the IC title match a spot on this show.
Yeah, I agree with that too. It was a bit. The placing on this card was very weird. It was odd.
Yeah. Going through the match, it was very exciting. The fans were really into Seth Rollins here. They were doing his theme song and everything like that, as typical. Again, the fans were really good for this show. There was a lot of pyro. I thought the set was pretty good for the pay-per-view, a premium live event, because you can't call them pay-per-views anymore. Yeah, this AJ Styles using this to his advantage and attacks Seth Rollins. He clotheslines him out of the ring, and then they continue to go at it. They hit a lot of really good moves in this match. Seth Rollins hit AJ Styles hit like a brain buster onto Seth Rollins. At one point, Seth Rollins does a big flip dive, and he nearly takes out his leg, like he could have torn his ACL, but he never did. And then Styles locked him in the calf crusher, but Seth got to the ropes. Seth hit the superplex into the Falcon Arrow. AJ kicked out of that. AJ hit the Styles Clash. Seth kicked out of that. Seth Rollins hit a high knee right off the apron onto AJ Styles. And at one point, he goes for the stomp in the match, but his leg gives out. So AJ takes his advantage of this and blocks Rollins again into the calf crusher, but he's able to get to the ropes. Eventually, Rollins hits a pedigree. Styles actually is himself. I don't know if he actually hits the pedigree himself and nearly beats Seth Rollins. But Rollins hits the pedigree eventually and the stomp and wins the match and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. He was awarded the belt by Triple H, which was very cool because it mirrored all that time ago when he was the first NXT champion. The only thing that was missing, obviously, was Dusty, but obviously, unless zombies become a thing, Dusty was not going to be there. And even then, like, zombies move really slow unless it's like 28 days later type of zombies, then you ain't going to get there by then anyways. But I thought this was excellent. I gave this match, I gave this 4.5 stars. I knocked it down because of the card placement. It should have been later in the show. It probably would have been 4 3/4, but yeah, it should have kicked off the show. But what did you think of it? I thought this was great.
I thought this match was fantastic. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was great. Great opener. It should have been a little bit further than on the card, but the wrestler said, hey, if you're not last, you want to be first.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so I guess, like, as weird as it looks on the card for card placement, it was a great match to kick off the fucking show.
Continue.
But yeah, it's 4.5 stars. It was great.
I think I say that just because it was the crown the first world champion. Like I said, the world title was kind of if it wasn't introduced the best, like it kind of was a secondary championship. So this kind of proves that it even more. Like it should have been. That's why I say it should have been later in the show. Like even where the Raw Women's title match was, you could have flopped those two matches with each other. But continuing, next match was Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. This match was very good, I thought. I thought they delivered a really quality match here. Becky Lynch beats up Trish Stratus really bad in the beginning portions, but then eventually Trish throws her back first into the steps and then face first into the steps. And throughout the beginning portions of this matchup, she really out-wrestles Becky because she's meant to be the veteran, which I was kind of thinking about. I think Becky's more the veteran than Trish is, if you really think about it, because I think Becky has more in-ring time and everything like that than Trish has had. Like, yeah, Trish has been there longer and all that type of stuff, but if you probably sat down and really thought about it, I think Becky's the veteran over Trish because she's been in the business longer than Trish. I may be completely wrong, but I think Becky's the veteran in the match, but that's just my opinion. What do you think? Do you think Becky's the veteran, or do you think I think Becky might be the veteran in this match?
At this point, yeah, because she's been wrestling more full-time than Trish.
I think, yeah, pretty much. There's a funny line that Michael Cole says in this match where him and Corey Graves are going back and forth. It was like during Trish's entrance, and Corey was talking about how Trish Stratus wants people to remember her retired. That's why she's back. She wants people to hear about it. And Michael Cole then has a funny line that says, "I guarantee you, when I retire, you're never gonna hear from me again." It was so funny. It was great. It was hilarious. Because he's retiring soon, so Michael Cole's not gonna be heard from ever again. I guess I don't know where he's going. He's going somewhere, so
He's somewhere.
He's probably just gonna go live in a cave, I guess.
A retirement home.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, probably he's like in his 50s now, so he might be doing this till like his 70s. So, but anyhow, the match continues. Becky Lynch mounts a little bit of a comeback, but it gets cut off immediately by Trish Stratus. Eventually, she mounts a full-on comeback and just beats the crap out of Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus locks her into a heel hook, but Becky Lynch does not tap out because she was never going to tap out to Trish Stratus. And then she locks her into a Boston Crab, but Trish gets to the ropes. She hits a leg drop from the second turnbuckle, but Trish kicks out of that. Trish hits the chick kick, but Becky kicks out of that. Then eventually, Trish rolls underneath the ring, and Becky goes after her, and she puts her back in the ring. The ref's distracted, and from out of nowhere, Zoe Stark comes out. She hits that what they call it, like that C4 strike thing, the finish where she does like a spinning back suplex into a knee to the head. I forget what it's called, but
what it's called.
She puts her in the ring and allows Trish to hit the Stratusfaction on her for the win. I thought the match was very good. I gave it like 3 3/4 stars. I think Trish Stratus proven that she could still go if she really wants to, which I think was great. People are pretty into Trish Stratus because they haven't seen her wrestle in Saudi yet, so I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if I feel like they went with the wrong result. I think Becky should have won. I get they want to continue the storyline and everything like that, but Trish has been so bad they should have just called an audible and just ended it here, and just have Becky win because they can still do some decent stuff. Against the good thing about Zoe Stark being paired with Trish Stratus is against Zoe Stark in a big spot and everything like that. But this is just going to get very predictable and not in a good way. Like, you could totally tell where this is going. It's going to be like Becky's going to get through Zoe Stark. She will get through Zoe Stark, and then she'll get through like Trish at SummerSlam. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to have Zoe Stark like lay out Trish Stratus at like the end of that storyline and completely break them up and everything like that. Like, I think it just would have been better off. The match at SummerSlam should really be Becky versus Rhea, and I feel like they shouldn't delay that any further. And this really hurt Becky's momentum by having to lose this match. So, what did you think?
I gotta keep it moving.
What did you think, though, of this?
I don't know. I mean, I thought the match was okay. Actually, it was good, but I just think Trish is a shitty heel.
Oh yeah, I think that's been determined. Yeah,
none of her promos have been good. Everything's so fucking monotone. I get it, you're a heel, you're talking down to people, but like, it comes a point where you got to either turn the fucking microphone up or stop talking in monotone because you fucking can't hear her for 90% of her promo. And I'm like, she's at the point where it's like she's almost whispering.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, like, we get it. You're condescending heel. You're fucking bitchy and monotone, but like, I want to hear the promo. And then when she talks, it's like, it's a far cry away from where she was the face.
I agree.
And where it was like so energetic and so like vibrant, and you could fucking hear everything she was saying, and it sounded good, and she was like, and it was a really good promo. Now it's like, all of them suck.
Yeah.
She's a terrible condescending heel. And then she goes out and she has a good match with Becky, and Becky should have won. They should have just fucking ended it. And then or you could have had a thing where Zoe and Trish, like, she brings her out, like when it happened, but the interference doesn't work. Zoe accidentally hits Trish. Becky wins with a manhandle slam. Zoe comes into the ring, pissed off, or Trish or whatever. Trish kind of shoves her, and then Zoe beats the crap out of her. And then there's your feud.
I agree.
Trish now face now.
I mean, I don't know if I would have done that either. I just wouldn't even brought Zoe Stark out there at all, just because
But
I feel like
if do Zoe Stark, that was probably the best thing to do. Now it's like,
yeah.
Now after the promo on Raw, which we'll talk about on whenever the fuck we're gonna talk about it, it was just awful.
Yeah,
it's just non.
You know what match they're probably building to too is Becky and Lita versus Trish and Zoe Stark. That's probably the match they're building to.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, they could do that like again, like, because Trish is going to be appearing regularly now.
Yeah,
but I could see them doing that at like in London,
Uh-huh.
tag, and then saving the singles match for SummerSlam, but they already did the singles match in Saudi.
Yeah.
It's just like they wasted the fucking match already.
Mm-hmm.
And now what the fuck do they do? Because now you have
Yeah.
Zoe Stark, which was going to be the proxy, but she's not the proxy anymore because Trish is going to appear regularly, which makes Zoe Stark fucking useless.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah. Next was the Intercontinental Championship match. It was Walter defending against you almost made the mistake. Almost.
I'll allow
Versus... Nope, I said Walter. Oh, you're allowing it this time.
I'll allow you to say it because I'm not mean. I'm a good boy.
Good boy, good boy.
But if you say it, you have to say it.
Okay.
One thing, I'll let you say it. I'll let you call him Walter, but if you call him Gunther, you have to call him Gunther.
Yeah, that's been determined. I've already. If I call him the other name, so yeah, notice I didn't do it this time. As if I call him the other, because I feel like I don't think you would have made the exception. If I call Walter what he is now, then yeah, that's permanent.
You got the one-time exception before. It's never gonna happen again.
I know. But yeah, so we had Walter defending the Intercontinental Championship against Mustafa Ali. This was awesome. This was very good. The beginning portion of this matchup, Walter completely annihilates Mustafa Ali, just completely destroys him. He at one point he hits a really intense chop on him and then throws him into the post, and Mustafa Ali does like a big spin, and like he spins in like a complete rotation, just spins around and all that type of stuff. And Walter completely dominates him. They gave Mustafa Ali a couple of hope spots. He got like a super kick and a DDT and a 450, not a 450. But Walter still kicked out. Then eventually Walter locked him into the sleeper hold and hit a big boot on him, but Mustafa Ali kicked out. Then eventually Mustafa Ali got like one more hope spot in, went for the 450. Walter countered it into a big boot, followed by the power bomb, and won. I thought this match was very good. I like the hope spots they gave to Mustafa Ali. I thought he was only get one, but I liked the fact that they gave him two hope spots where it looked like he could have won. And Walter maintained it obviously made sense. This was very good. I give it 3 3/4 stars. It was a very good match.
I give it the same. Like, this match was really good. I thought on paper it looks like this is going to be a fucking 2-minute squash.
Yeah.
And with Mustafa getting just very little offense in, and then he fucking hits him with a power bomb and then wins.
Yeah.
This is totally the opposite because that would have been Vince for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like this was really fucking good. Like, they really did the giant David and Goliath thing really well here.
Yeah.
And then Mustafa getting a shit ton of offense and making not Gunther look vulnerable, but like making him like show weakness in a way.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It made them both look really fucking good, especially what happens with Mustafa later on in the week. But yeah, this match was really fucking good.
Yeah, very good. And I did check today. I think Walter's doing it. I think he's going to become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. He's very close to breaking it. He's at like 300.
He's getting there.
Yeah, I think he should. Like, I like Honky Tonk Man and all, but really Walter should be the guy that has that title reign. It's time for that title reign to go. Like, Walter's really worked hard. He deserves to be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. I thought he was still like ways away, but
he's actually closer than we think.
Huh?
He's actually closer than we think.
Yeah, so he really deserves to have that accolade. It's finally time for that accolade to be broken. And to be fair, I think Walter deserves that accolade more than Honky Tonk Man did. Because yeah, Honky Tonk Man was like a heel, the cowardly heel, but Walter's been putting in the work, like the body of work he's been doing. Huh?
He's not the cowardly heel at all.
He deserves to break this reign. I think that a big money match they should do is they should have like Walter face like a main eventer, like Edge or something like. I guess not Edge because he's on SmackDown, but a guy like a big legend or something. For the belt when he's like just about to break the record or something like that, they did with the Usos when they did the New Day match again.
Yeah, someone who's. I mean, again, this would be bizarre, but like Chris Jericho.
That'd be cool.
Like someone like with like a lot of reigns with the Intercontinental title.
Now this one's not going to happen, and they would have. It's going to be a struggle. Get Cena because people would believe Cena might break the record because Cena's never held Cena's never held the belt.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing that sucks about it is it's not going to do anything for Walter because Cena loses so often now that it wouldn't really mean anything. I hate to say that,
it still means something though because you're beating Cena.
Yeah, but like we saw, they didn't do much for Theory when he beat Cena.
No, they didn't at all.
I feel like, well, I don't know why, but it didn't because I hate to say it, Theory is the exact same. Like if you told me he beat Cena, like I forget every time he beat Cena in Mania. It's so forgettable. Like
it is really fucking forgettable.
Like I don't even remember that match happened at WrestleMania. It's that forget, and that wasn't that long ago, by the way, either. Like,
yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't that long ago at Mania.
I don't know what happened. Like, I mean, I know Cena cut that interview and everything like that. Like, maybe there's something to what he just said because I forget Cena was even at Mania this year. That's that forgettable.
Yeah,
like
it's forgettable now, which is sad. Like, it's just it just didn't do anything for Theory.
Yeah. Next, we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn backstage. They were having a nice little chat, as they always typically do. They were talking about how what it's like to be there. They obviously didn't want to talk about, how they talked about how surreal it was. They didn't get into the logistics, but like I feel like because the fans knew, we kind of got what they were talking about. Sami Zayn did point out that there's a very good chance that Roman Reigns could beat us tonight. And Kevin Owens just basically like told Sami Zayn to stop talking crap like that. Like he was getting so mad at him. Like it was like, yeah, this is not going to happen. Roman Reigns is not taking this from us. And they talked about how they're not getting these titles, and this was just really good stuff. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are freaking stars anywhere you put them, no matter what, and they're just awesome. They're good people. What do you think?
I love it. It was really good. Again, like it's magic.
Good people. They're really nice guys. Like you really see them. They act very nice. I know they haven't always been nice, but we can't dwell on the past too much. They're nice now. They're gonna stay that way forever. So
they're nice boys.
Very good boys. Then it showed like the first Make-A-Wish from in Saudi. Very proud. Very good. What do you think of that?
It was awesome.
Yeah,
nice got to do it.
I can't believe it was the first one. I was over there like, wait, that's the first one. Like, what happened the other times? Like, you forget to go there or something? Like, did you just forget? I don't know what happened.
Didn't want them to do
it. Good on Cody, by the way, keeping kayfabe, staying in the Slim because not a lot of people would have done that. You would have they would have forgotten or something like that. So,
oh shit, I forgot my line.
Yeah. Next match was the Raw Women's Championship match. It was Bianca Belair versus Asuka. By the way, the WWE really spat in your face the whole thing where you were probably looking forward to that debate now with, well, I was going to be calling it the Raw Women's title, even though it's on Raw. You were going to be like, oh, it's on Raw. We could just call it now we have to call it the Raw and SmackDown Women's title because they want separate brands now. It's so weird that happened. But
really odd.
Yeah. Like they haven't done anything with it. Like I know we talked about it, but it's just so weird that the Raw Women's title is on SmackDown and the SmackDown Women's Championship is on Raw.
And they're just like making, and it's like, okay, like there's nothing gonna happen. Like it's just what it is. Like it's just Rhea Ripley is a SmackDown Raw Women's Champion.
It's so weird.
And Bianca is the Raw SmackDown Women's Champion.
Not anymore.
What
is going on?
I just want to call it the Women's Champions because there's no point because they're not exchanging titles. They're not having matches for their titles.
It's so weird.
Anything. They should be called Women's Champions. That's what they should just be called.
But we can't do that here. We're very specific here. We call things the way they should be.
Even they're not the fucking right brand.
I know. It's so weird.
SmackDown's not on Monday. It's on Friday.
Not anymore. Apparently
it's on Monday, and Raw is on Friday now, apparently.
What's going on? Like, this was so
bizarre.
What? This, I don't even know who to blame for this. Like, but anyhow,
they ignored the fact that, like, besides calling it the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships on different brands, They just completely like are ignoring the fact that it's the fucking wrong titles on the brands.
all they had to do was just switch everybody over. That Rhea would have. They just needed to put. I think they wanted Judgment Day on Raw, so they realized that Rhea was gonna have to stay there, and obviously they couldn't have both women's titles on the same brand. But it's like,
I know people hate this, but just swap them.
Yeah. Well, I don't want the swap because that was bad. Like, I don't like that, but it's like
at that point, it's better than having them wrestle on two separate brands with the titles from the other brand.
Yeah, this is why I blame Charlotte Flair for this because she screwed up the belt swap so badly a couple years ago that like I don't think they want to do that again. Like,
it's better.
Yeah, but anyhow, so going through this match though, this match was good. Fans were not into this match all that much. There was points where you saw people on their phones and just kind of talking away. You legitimately like saw two people like having a conversation with each other, like not even paying attention to the match, like in the crowd. It's like, wow, they really don't care about this. I don't blame them honestly, just because they really wouldn't do anything to get the crowd into it. But yeah, they really could have cared less about this match. Eventually, Asuka goes for the miss the first time, and Bianca's able to avoid it. And I feel like that was also what happened too. You could totally tell she was trying to set up for the miss, so they had to do like a lot of like chain wrestling stuff to kind of get around it and all that type of stuff. Like they delayed that for so long too. And then eventually she sprays the mist on her hand and rubs it into Bianca's eyes, which causes her to lose to a kick to the head. And Asuka becomes the new Raw. I almost said SmackDown, but it's Raw Women's Champion. I thought this match was good. I give it 3 stars. I thought the moves were good, but there's the crowd not caring. And I thought some of the match was fairly sloppy. So I thought it kind of brought the match down a little bit. What do you think of this?
I gave it 3. Again, like there's nothing. I like both of them. I think they're both excellent in the ring, but it comes a point when you have to fucking stop putting them in the ring together.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this match 7,000 times. Come up with new challengers. There was plenty of heels that Bianca Belair could have faced other than Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's plenty of faces that Asuka can face other than Bianca.
Which isn't going to happen.
Which isn't going to happen because we're going to get the same fucking match over and over again. Like, I get it. You're building the brand around those two. I get it. They deserve it. But at the same time, there comes a fucking point where you have to literally stop. Like it's so. For me, I'm done with this. I'm done with these matches.
Yeah, same. I think Asuka could be a good Raw Women's Champion, though. I like her heel run and all that type of stuff.
How long she stays a heel for? Because last time she turned heel, she turned face like a month later.
Yeah. Well, it's because Becky was pregnant, so they had to change. That's why they made the change. So.
But they also, like, we have never really seen true heel Asuka.
Yeah.
We've seen her as a face a million times, and she's a
fantastic
baby face. But now it's time to see what she can do as a heel, or if they'll keep her long as a heel, which I don't think they will.
Yeah, probably not.
Just genuinely over as a face, that eventually, within the next few months, she's probably going to turn face again.
Yeah, I think the one. Yeah, I think the one thing that sucked about this match also was like this is really how you ended Bianca Belair's like long title reign was be a mist and a kick to the head. Like they didn't really feel like that's how you end. That's how you should end a long title reign.
Yeah, it just felt like it's a bit off.
I think Bianca's title reign got really lost in the shuffle because they have a lot of long champions right now with Walter and Roman Reigns doing some really good stuff storyline wise. Bianca was like a good champion, but I feel like she faced way too many of the same people at some point.
All the time.
Like I think she faced
time.
I think she faced Bayley like 3 at 3 pay-per-views in a row. Like it was like
yeah. And then one every time.
Yeah. This probably isn't going to happen, but I think Bianca should go away for a little bit to kind of refreshen her character because she's faced everyone that she could face at the moment. And like
I agree with that. Just go away.
Go away.
Just please go away for a little while.
Yeah.
So it gives Asuka more like different faces to face on SmackDown.
Yeah. And then,
we know that she's going to fucking want a rematch.
Yeah. Next, I think they're starting to do a lot of the same booking, because I remember I saw like a big, like a meme that showed like Asuka did the exact same thing that Becky did when she had her homecoming. Like it got ruined. Like they're kind of starting to do the same booking patterns with Bianca also too. Like,
yeah.
The only other thing, like they could do a double turn where Bianca becomes a heel and Asuka goes back babyface. But then, like, why didn't you just do the double turn already? Like, why it wouldn't really make sense to do it that way.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, for sure. Next match was the SmackDown Women's Championship match. So I know you didn't like this, but this is where we're going to differ. We had Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio defend the belt against Natalya. Now, they said it was Natalia's birthday, and I know it's in the Vince era, but sometimes you still got to think. WWE, there's two rules that happen. Like, you don't win in your hometown. That's been proven with the three main matches that we've had this year when it comes to that. Well, I guess one last year. And you don't win on your birthday. Boy, did Downey not win on her birthday because she got squashed. It was bad. Well, the squash was bad, but Dom distracts Natty, and it allows Rhea to attack her from behind. She throws her not in the announce table, but like in between the announce tables, and then she puts her back, and then when it hits the riptide on her for the win. So I'll let you talk about this first, because I have a feeling you didn't like this very much.
I didn't care. Like, again, I don't care about Natalya anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't care. She's not a credible challenger anymore. She hasn't been in 10 years.
Yeah.
Let's just face it now. Like, she's 40 years old. Like, it's fucking time.
Yeah.
Hang up the purple and black boots. You're going to the Hall of Fame no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's just time.
So everything you just said, I feel the reason I say this is a positive, because I was gonna say, like, Natty got squashed, but I was even thinking about, Natty wasn't gonna win anyways. This gets Rio
0% chance.
This gets Rio a lot more over than having like a 50-50 match with Natty. So I was cool with this. I thought this was I liked this. It got Rio over like intensely, and I enjoyed this very well. Like it made Rhea look like instantly more dominant than she would have if she just had a 50-50 match with Natty. You can do a 50-50 match, but you don't always need to do that. So that's why I was fine with this. So there was no chance Natty was winning anyways. Why waste everybody's time? Just get in there, get Rhea over, and get out. That's the big point anyway. So that's why I give it 3 stars, because I thought Rhea was more over just squashing someone like this than she would have been. And it got Dom over. You could build to a rematch if you want to, because there was the distraction thing and all that type of stuff. So I didn't have it. Obviously, I had the stuff you just said about Natty, I agree with, but that's why I thought this was enjoyable, because there's no reason to waste everyone's time. Just get in there, get Rhea over. So that's why I give it 3 stars. So, what do you? But yeah, what would you give us like a star rating?
I give it 2.5. It's just such a typical fucking squash. Natty's not quite Natty anymore. Name value, sure. But yeah, like you said, get in there, get it out, get it done quick.
Yeah, they could do that storyline I pitched where, because this happened to Natty, they could do the Ric Flair retirement storyline with Natty, where she tries to go through the roster now, and that could get people into Natty again. And then, like, when it's time for her to challenge for the belt, whether it's the Raw or SmackDown one, she could like win maybe not win the Rumble, but like face Rhea or somebody on Raw again for the belt. And she loses at Mania. That way, at least Natty can go out with some dignity. So they could turn this into something, but I don't think Natty is hanging up the boots anytime soon. So they're
definitely not.
So they're probably not going to
hang on.
Yeah. So they're probably not going to do anything with this. Next, Seth Rollins gets interviewed. He talks about how he's happy to be the new World Heavyweight Champion, and he said that he's going to take on all challengers. And he said that everything that he's going to say now, he'll say on Raw, which has already happened, but I haven't seen it yet. I know you have, but I haven't seen it yet. So we'll see how we'll talk about it on over the weekend. What did you think of this?
I liked it. Again, Seth is the fucking man. We all know that. He's going to be a great World Heavyweight Champion. And by the way, no lineage. So it's a new
Okay,
change.
so this is a brand new belt.
This is brand new. Unless if
Okay.
they decide to at the last second change it. From the last I saw, there's no lineage, so it's a brand new
Okay.
change, which is fucking bizarre because I would have just continued the lineage.
Yeah, I would have too, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
Next match was Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. This is great. I love this. Cody had a cast on. It was a titanium cast. And in the beginning portion of this matchup, Brock Lesnar's just destroying Cody. Typical Brock Lesnar was doing the German suplexes and everything like that. Then eventually Cody starts to fight back, and he hits Brock with the cast. And this wasn't part of his plan, clearly. He notices that this stunned Brock Lesnar, so he starts using the titanium cast on him and everything like that, and really going after Brock Lesnar. And he starts hitting all of his signature moves. He hits a Cody Cutter, Brock kicks out. He hits the Disaster Kick, Brock kicks out. He hits the Crossroads, Brock kicks out. Brock mounts a comeback. I can't believe I say a comeback, I guess, because he's the heel, but
the big heel comeback.
Yeah. He hits an F5 on Cody. Cody kicks out. Then he locks him in the Kimura. And he's got Cody in the Kimura for a long time. A lot of people have pointed out the logistics that you can't stay in a Kimura this long because you're always going to get broken. If you remember the storyline, though, Cody, it doesn't really matter because Cody's arm's already broken. So I don't understand why people say that, because in kayfabe, it wouldn't have mattered anyways because Cody's arm's already broken. So, but Cody's in this hold for a while. It looks like he's going to pass out, but he doesn't pass out. He just gets to the ropes. I liked that bit. I thought that made Cody look very strong, that he was able to survive the Kimura. And again, if people want to point out the logistics, if you remember the storyline, Cody's arm was already broken. So it really didn't matter if that happened or not. But Cody mounts a little bit more of a comeback. He hits the Crossroads, but he's delayed getting to the cover because he's been in that Kimura for so long. Then eventually Brock kicks out again, hits another F5 on Cody, and he kicks out, and then he locks him back in the Kimura, and Cody passes out, and Brock wins. A lot of people have also talked about the logistics of this because you wouldn't pass out from a Kimura. The way I look at it, I think Cody was already meant to be out of it anyways because he got the F5 right before that. So I think he was like out on his feet anyways. So, and if you look at it, he's pretty passed out even before he gets into this Kimura. I think Brock just put the Kimura on as like just an extra damage to Cody. So, I mean, you really can't talk about logistics sometimes with wrestling. Like Bret Hart, like Stone Cold Steve Austin passed out to the sharpshooter all that time ago, and it's like one of the greatest pass out finishes of all time. Yes, he was bleeding and everything like that, but just stop doing that, guys. You're not helping the business at all. You're hurting the business, if anything else. You're just making the wrestling business look bad by saying stuff like that. But I like this a lot. I give it 4.5. I'm sorry, not 4.5, 4.25 stars. I thought this made Cody look really strong in defeat. And the fact, I think Cody got more over the fact that he went out there with a broken arm and nearly beat Brock Lesnar. And the only reason he didn't was because he passed out and because he had an injured arm. So I like this a lot. What did you think of this?
I like this a ton. It gives Cody the out again. Like, hey, he's hurt.
Yeah,
there's no shame in like passing out to Brock Lesnar. But yeah, like I didn't mind it. I liked it,
especially too because you got to remember, like Cody's not getting a belt, at least the world belt for like till probably Mania. So you have to do things like this to kind of, get him away from stuff like having to be in the Money in the Bank match or having to do this. Like you need to kind of have him distracted for not going after the world title. So you have to do things like this. It's the same thing they did with Heyman Adam Page, where Heyman Adam Page would consistently get put down anytime he gains momentum. This is what should happen with, not all the time, obviously, but Cody has to have stuff like this where he needs something to fight for to keep him away from that world title. Because you have to keep Cody away from both world titles until WrestleMania 40. So that's why I think they're doing stuff like this. What do you think?
I agree. This what should happen. Hard times. He wasn't winning logistically because Cody had just got that big win.
Mm-hmm.
So Brock had to get his win back, so it seemed feasible that was going to happen.
Brock needed the win also.
Brock needed the win also too. So it just Yeah, I didn't mind. I give it 3. I give it 3.5. It was really good. 4.5 is good. I liked it. Don't care about the pass out. Pass out doesn't bother me. He was already like you said, like in wrestling lore, he was already knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. So at that point, he was just barely holding on, and then he passes out.
And what about the Kimura thing, where like they were saying like his arm would have been, and if you remember in wrestling lore, his arm was already broken anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
like
exactly. It was already broken anyway, so he's just passed out from the pain.
Yeah,
it fucking happens. It's wrestling.
There you go. Next
wrestling doesn't make sense all the time. There's gonna be times where wrestling doesn't fucking make any sense. It happens. It's okay. You'll live.
I know. Next we have the main event, not the show, so you can stay right here. That's not
I'm fucking leaving.
That's not till the weekend. Don't worry.
Getting the fuck out.
Just like the WWE did when they switched. They got the F out. You're gonna get the F out. So
I'm getting that F out.
Next match was the main event of the show, the last match of the show. There you go. That fixes it, right? Now you can stay. But it was the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. It was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman ringside. How surreal was this? Not only that Sami wrestled in Saudi, how weird was it to see Roman Reigns as a challenger in a title match? I don't think he hasn't been the challenger since Payback 2020.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brock.
Oh yeah, technically he was the challenge. Well, he was he was technically. Would you call him a challenger though? Because he was still the champion. So
he was challenging for Brock's WWE Championship. So yeah.
Okay, I guess that does count. But yeah, this
it's so weird though because he doesn't challenge for titles.
Yeah, and then he was challenging for a tag team title too. It's just so.
The last time he held tag team gold was when he was in the Shield.
Yeah, it's insane.
First time around. When they first run, when him and Rollins held the gold and Moxley held the U.S. title.
Yep. How surreal is it too? Because he just told the Usos he's not a tag team wrestler. He's over there. What a hypocrite! He's over there challenging for a tag team championship. Like, come on, man.
Hypocrite. Hypocrat.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, so this match was
much though because he might actually kill me.
Hey, we'll talk about that later. I don't think we're the least of his problems at the moment. So, but
shit is crumbling. Shit is crumbling.
Yep. Let's talk about the match. Let's go through the match first. So, Paul Heyman introduced Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and then Mike Rome went to introduce Sami, but Sami's just like. He introduced himself and Kevin as it. Poor Mike Rome, he got shadowed. He didn't get to introduce anybody. It's the main event. He doesn't get to introduce
Sami did in Arabic, so.
Yeah. But like Mike Rome was so upset. He looked so mad. He looked really sad, kind of. Like that he didn't get to introduce anybody.
Get over it,
bitch.
More important things are at hand. More important people need to talk.
Sami Zayn was dressed up like in an Arabic, like, I don't want to say uniform, but in a big attire. Yeah. Did you ever see that vlog, by the way, where like Sami Zayn, he went to like something like in Saudi that's like a big deal. I think he did like, this is just me like obviously joking around. I think the reason he filmed it was he didn't want to get like set up and he didn't want to get Jamal Khashoggi right here, where like he goes in there again. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna film a vlog right here.
I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna post it.
just to show that I'm I'm okay. Sami Zayn was massively over here because this is the first time he's ever wrestled in Saudi. A lot of the fans, it's the first time seeing them. Obviously, Kevin Owens was relatively over. Solo was over. Rollins was over, but not in a cheered way. He was getting booed. People hated.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
Boo him. Boo the motherfucker.
And then. So the match starts. Sami and Roman start the match, and Roman just tags out because he's not interested in any of this stuff. So Sami and KO just dominate Solo for a while. Eventually, Solo gets the heat on Sammy, and Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa just destroys Sami Zayn throughout much of this matchup. I thought it was really good stuff. They beat him up for a while. Eventually, Kevin Owens gets a hot tag, and Roman Reigns actually got Kevin Owens did the hot tag on Roman, which I didn't expect. I thought Solo would take most of the damage in the match, but Kevin beat the crap out of Roman throughout the beginning. Like he takes a frog splash from KO, like off the apron and all that type of stuff. It was like, yeah, Kevin Owens was really beating up Roman Reigns here. He did which he deserved. And then eventually the match spills into chaos. Roman Reigns hits a Superman punch on Kevin Owens. But you know how it is. Roman Reigns never winning matches with that Superman punch. It's the side effect. It's the Bubba Bomb. He's never winning any matches with that. I think he's only won one match with that move, to my knowledge.
I remember.
But,
I don't think Ed Hardy ever won a match with a fucking side effect.
I think he won one match with the side effect. So, and I think Bubba has won one match with the Bubba Bomb. So it's a tables match, but he still won a match with it, so that counts. So
the ass buster.
Yep. But yeah, so eventually he starts beating up Kevin Owens. He starts talking trash to him, but Kevin Owens just doesn't have any of it, so he starts firing away with right hands at him and everything like that. Eventually Solo gets tagged back in. The match spills into chaos, and Sami Zayn hits a haluva kick on Roman Reigns, but nearly gets the win, which everybody really popped for. Sami Zayn hits a Superman punch on the Roman Reigns, which was awesome. Better than Roman Reigns as ever will be. And I know I'm just being biased towards Sami Zayn here, but I don't care. Because then Roman Reigns does it right afterwards, showing that he could do it better than him. But come on, Roman. Sami's was way better than yours, and you know it. You know it.
Ew.
Huh?
He knows it.
Yeah. Kevin Owens had speared the Chief nearly out of his shoes, and I got to admit, Kevin's spear wasn't as good as Roman. I could be a fan man and admit that type of stuff. So,
no, you can't be fair.
And then Solo hits the Samoan spike on KO. Everybody's laid out. The Usos come out. They start to help because the ref goes down because Zayn's Reigns speared the ref inadvertently, and the Usos beat up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They save Solo and everything like that, and they tip the announce table over Kevin Owens. They go for the double super kick on Sami, but they inadvertently hit Solo. And Roman Reigns, this is all he sees. He doesn't see anything else that happens. And Roman Reigns is just cursing out the Usos right here, just yelling at them, talking about how they shouldn't have even been out there to begin with. And he does the typical thing where he face palms them and shoves them, and all of a sudden, Jimmy Uso hits a super kick onto Roman Reigns. And we're like, ooh, he screwed up there. Now, at first, we're meant to think, was it just emotion here? Is this going to be just a little thing that happens? Jimmy's even think. Then he's like, you know what? This is our chance now. We can get out of this. And he hits another super kick onto Roman Reigns. And you can tell Jay's conflicted right here. He doesn't know what to do. So Jimmy's like, come on, I got your back. We're brothers here. We have to get out of here. And Jimmy and Jay leave together. And that's how you know Jimmy knows he screwed up, because he's like, yeah, we got to get out of here. Like, he was in no rush to get out of there. Yeah.
We got to fucking moving fast.
Yeah. I think that, you know how they say that's like a long travel. It takes a long time to travel. I think they booked their I think they probably booked their flight like right after they left. Like, they were on their phones booking their flights right after that. Like
they were doing it fucking as they were going down to the ring.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. I lay this kick on them.
And this follows. Sami hits the haluva kick and KO hits the stunner, or it might have been vice versa. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retain the WWE Undisputed Tag Team titles. This match was great. A lot of great storytelling here. And I gave it 4 3/4 stars. Like, this was awesome. What do you think?
I gave it 4 3/4 stars. It was excellent. This match was fucking fantastic. It had a lot of interesting elements to it. Mainly the fucking the Usos.
Don't say the Usos. It's Jimmy Uso.
It's the Usos. Period. Uso apostrophe S.
There you go.
Because Jay wants to turn on him. Jimmy just did it for him.
Yep.
Because he saw how much pain his brother was in. and they're twins, so they feel fucking each other's pains. Like, it's weird. It's just going to be so interesting to see where they go with this on Smack. All I'm going to say is, if I were the Usos, I wouldn't show up.
Yeah, I would just leave.
Roman Reigns is going to castrate his younger cousins.
I think they should just walk out of the company right now. Like, they'd be better off going to like Impact or AEW at this moment. Like, they need. I feel like Roman Reigns though will like leave WWE. He will break his contract just to go see, just to fucking like he won't. Like we could like Roman Reigns may show up on AEW if the Usos
just find them.
Yeah.
But,
that would be cool though if they just decided like, hey, we're gonna go to it. They should do that. Like, yeah, we're done. We're gonna quit. They just quit the company and like they just take like a bunch of indie bookings and all that type of stuff just to avoid Roman. I mean, that's not gonna happen, but that'd be an interesting part of the storyline if they added that. Like they do like a walkout.
Yeah. Like fuck, I'm getting the fuck out of this. I'm getting out of this country.
Yeah,
we're taking bookings in Japan. We're taking them in England. We're taking them in. Taking them in fucking India.
They should screw up. They should screw up by accident. Take like a booking in England like the same weekend as Money in the Bank. That'd be hilarious. Like they accidentally fuck up and do that. Like they didn't realize Money in the Bank was July 1st, so they take like an indie booking like July June 30th or something. That'd be awesome. I'd love that. And Roman sees that they took an indie booking and he's like Money in the Bank July 1st, right? And he does what he I don't know. This is why I kind of wish like they had like Being the Elite, but like a bloodline version of it because they would totally do that shit too.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, be great.
Make them so much money.
Yeah, but this was awesome right here. Yeah, I love the fact, by the way, that this match was booked because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had to fucking be there somehow for the implosion of the Bloodline. Like they've been such big parts of the Bloodline like storyline. They had, especially Sami had to be there at least for it.
Yeah.
And
too.
So yeah,
Kevin's
this was just
part of this Bloodline feud for years.
Yeah, how great is it, by the way, that because I think a lot of people complain that Sami and KO didn't get like really revenge. This was the best way they could have gotten revenge on KO. They still got to beat
Roman Reigns. Family.
Yeah, and they still beat Roman. Yeah, they didn't beat him for the belt, but they still got to beat him in a match at least somehow. So
yeah.
And Roman Reigns, by the way, like think about it like this too. Because of the Usos, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn problem didn't get solved. Roman Reigns, that's gonna. Not only is he gonna be mad at his cousins, he's gonna be mad that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was the one problem that the Bloodline could not solve. Like,
exactly.
remember when I said a month ago that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn problem is never getting solved? It didn't get solved because of the Usos. So
it ain't born solved because of those damn Usos
and the draft because the draft now they can't do the
Well, technically, they can appear on both shows until they lose the belts. So I guess it's a problem. It's a problem until they lose the belts.
Mm-hmm.
But then Roman can appear on both shows because he's the Universal Heavyweight Champion.
No, he can't. Remember, they
stays on SmackDown, and that's one fucking belt now.
Yeah. So, before we wrap up the review, we got to talk about the post show, the Night of Champions post show, which what took place on the bump on May 28th, 2023. The hosts of it were Megan Morant, Matt Camp, and Ryan Popola. They were just kind of breaking down what happened on the show. They were really surprised. They couldn't believe any of this stuff happened because WWE because when you work for WWE, apparently you just can't believe this stuff happened. Like, whoa,
I cannot even believe that wrestling happened on this night.
Yeah, I can't believe that Seth Rollins became the new world champion. I can't believe it. Like, I really thought AJ Styles was going to win that match. Like, they were so surprised. Like, I can't believe that. I can't.
Our guy won a Raw championship.
Yeah, I just couldn't. They couldn't believe it. But they did some stuff on there. So, they all had a predictions league, and Matt Camp won the predictions league. He won it pretty dominantly too. Like Megan Morant, the only pick that she got right was that Walter was going to retain his IC title. She got every pick won, so I don't know what she was doing.
The fuck did she pick?
She picked like that. She picked like that AJ was going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. AJ.
That it's a fucking brand split. Is she still stupid?
I guess so. Ryan Popola did okay. The only pick that he got won was like the tag title match, and I think he wanted to. I think he got the Becky Lynch match won. That's the only other match he got won. So he did okay on the pick. But Megan Morant, like, she did really bad. She only got one match right, and that was I guess two matches. She got the IC title match right and the SmackDown Women's title match right. I was to say she got the SmackDown Women's title match wrong, and like, yeah, you got to leave the company. That's not good. Like if you that should be an automatic firing if you picked Rhea Ripley to not retain that championship. Like, I don't care if you're doing a good job. Like that's a firing right there.
Get your
because Matt Camp won the predictions league, he got to pick a punishment for Megan Morant and Ryan Popola, but he forgot. He forgot to pick the punishment because he was so invested in the Night of Champions. Like, come on, man. How do you forget that crap?
Punishment you don't? What a bitch.
I know. I guess you just get I guess you're just gonna watch the bump for it for the next episode, but I'm not doing that. Like, you should have picked it on this show. Like, how do you forget to pick the punishments? We haven't even forgotten to do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, okay. Guess what, bitch? You don't get to pick punishment anymore.
I mean, by the way, like, if I forgot to pick the punishments, you guys would be. He even said, "I'll get back to you on the." What a coincidence! He says on the bump Wednesday. He's not gonna tell him off camera or anything like
fucking
that.
Say it now. You kidding me? It's a way to promote his stupid show that no one watches.
But for a fact, by the way, that if you guys would be like, if I forgot to pick a punishment, you'd be like, yeah, you don't get to pick anymore. You would have but you would have chastised me if I forgot. To pick
you would have been fucking you would have been fucking begging to predict.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what Matt Camp. Maybe he didn't think he was gonna win. I don't know what, like that dominantly or something. I don't know what happened. But there's some other things that happened.
Eric.
But there was some other things that happened on the post show. Seth Rollins came backstage and he just did like an evil laugh with the new World Heavyweight Championship. Asuka talked about how she's the new Raw Women's Champion. Trish and Zoe said that they're going to explain their partnership on Raw. And Imperium did an interview saying that they're going to become the most dominant faction of all of WWE, and they're going to go after all the belts. That's probably not going to happen. But
no, it's not.
Really good interviews there. The only negative,
yeah.
The only negative about the bump was that Matt Camp forgot to pick his punishment and Megan Morant's pick. Like, what were you guys thinking right there? Like,
what a dick.
Yeah. That's not Backlash. That's Night of Champions.
I almost thought it was Backlash too.
Yeah.
When I texted just Battlegrounds, I put Battlegrounds and Backlash, and I erased it, but put Night of Champions because I thought it was Backlash.
Yeah, but I thought Night of Champions was excellent. I'm going to give it an A-. I thought every match delivered for the most part, and the only thing that sucked was the World Heavyweight title match being in the wrong spot of the card, and the way that Bianca lost the belt, and obviously Matt Camp forgetting to pick a punishment. I think that has to go into the grade also. Like, that has to go there. So, what do you think?
I give it an A-. Like, the Bianca finish with Asuka was a bit wonky. And again, like, the chemistry is not really quite there anymore. They just need to get the fuck away from each other. I don't want to see Trish and Zoe together. And spoiler alert, the promo sucked. Zoe just it sounds like she never hit puberty, and she just sucks on the microphone. And yeah. I mean, Matt Camp's a piece of shit, so we know that. How can you forget about your punishment, you fucking dingus?
Well, it wasn't his punishment. He forgot to pick Megan Morant. Yeah.
First of all, if you're going to punish someone, have it ready. Don't make people tune into your shitty show to find out what punishment it's going to be.
Yeah.
Watch it be like, you have to eat a piece of bread.
Yeah. I haven't watched the bump yet, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it. So
I don't either. I forgot it's fucking Thursday when we're recording this. To be honest, I don't know when the bump is on ever.
The only one I watched I watched the bump episode where the Great Muta where it was announced he was gonna go into the Hall of Fame.
I watched the one when he came back to WWE. That was like the only fucking thing I watched. That's the only episode of the bump I've ever watched.
The one recent one I would recommend you watch is not this week's, but last week's, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had an interview with Kathy Kelly. That's really funny. It's really good. You should watch that one. Not the whole episode, but just watch the Kevin Owens. And
Never gonna watch a full episode again. I just watched it because Cody was awesome, and I missed Cody on WWE, and I wanted to see him there.
Yeah. All right. So now let's take us. Now, did you even take us through the pre-show? Or do you remember what happened on the pre-show for the most part?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'll do the bet.
Coming home from my cousin's house, so I missed the entire pre-show.
So I
tuned in at like 6:45, I want to say 6:50. So I probably missed like the beginning of the pre-show.
All right, so I'll go through. It's not going to take me very long because there's no matches or anything. But we have an NXT Battleground. We had the pre-show. The hosts were Matt Camp. He had a busy weekend. He had to host the. He had to be on the
punishment.
Yeah. So you can kind of understand it because look how busy of a weekend he had. Like he had to do the panel for Night of Champions Battleground, and he had to do a post show afterwards. You have to give him some slack. But yeah, he didn't. But yeah, the host of the pre-show were Matt Camp, Megan Morant, and Sam Roberts. It was the same way as Night of Champions, where the pre-show took place not at the WWE headquarters. I don't know why they couldn't just fly him out to Boston. There really isn't that much. It really
doesn't make any sense why they couldn't be. It's not even. It's like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Stanford to the TD Garden.
Yeah, so I don't understand why. They weren't in TD Garden, but yeah, I don't understand why they couldn't.
August, they were in Lowell.
Yeah, so, I don't understand.
A little bit so it's probably like 2 hours. An hour and a half, 2 hours.
I don't understand why they didn't want to be there for it, but you know that's
close by.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, if you're at the headquarters, like why not just go to freaking the venue and just host the pre? It's not like they're gonna do. They never do a panel when they do the host. They just stand there. So I don't get what they would do.
They just stand there anyways. We're here to talk.
Yeah. But anyhow, there was some good stuff. Dijak had a great promo talking about returning home and everything like that, and the beating that he's going to put on Ilya Dragunov. That was awesome. There was some decent video packages with Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria. They were mainly the ones you saw in NXT that took place throughout the number of weeks. And Noam Dar and Oral Mensah were backstage, and Noam Dar tried to get Oral Mensah to be in his corner for the NXT Heritage Cup match, and he said that he'd think about it. So
yeah, at least he put some thought to it.
There you go. And it wasn't like one of those answers you give when you said, I'll think about it. It was like a genuine, I'll think about it type of answer. So he did think about it. Maybe. So I thought it was a decent pre-show. I don't think the pre-show really needed to happen. It really didn't. I fast forwarded through most of it. It was really a waste of time. It was a really waste of time to watch it.
Pre-shows aren't pre-shows anymore.
Yeah.
It's more. That's why they call it a kickoff, because it's not.
Well, this one was called pre-show for some reason.
There's no more matches on the card.
Yeah, I think
they just talk for 30 minutes.
I feel like a match is missed on the pre-show. I think we talked about that before, like because
there's never matches on a pre-show anymore, unless if it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam.
The last one that took place was ironically at NXT Stand and Deliver when it was Chase U and Tyler Bate versus Schism. That's the last one that took place.
Surprising that they even had a fucking pre-show match.
Yeah, it was a pre-show match.
It's usually the big four that you'll see a match on a pre-show or two matches on a pre-show. But other than that, there's like they used to be like, even for a random NXT event, they used to be like back in the day, like 2014, 15, 16, there used to be like matches on the pre-show.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah. And, you know, maybe that's why they didn't want to drive to Mass because they weren't going to be on camera all that long because a lot of it was just them showing video packages and all that type of stuff.
But again, they could have just been like, they could have done an hour-long pre-show and just like,
had
it start at 6 and have it be hey, this is the pre-show. Like, we're going to do like 30 minutes of talking and then we're going to have like 2 matches or whatever.
I mean, I think they should take the AEW method and just do the countdown shows that they do, and then just do the pre-show or just matches. I think that's a better way to do it.
Like, it's honestly like it's that's what they should tape, like a main event or whatever. Like, you got a big crowd.
Yeah, I don't get it.
There's a chance to fight in front of a crowd that's not the CWC.
Yeah. But anyhow, that's basically everything that happened on the pre-show. Nothing too significant take us through the actual show itself, who was on commentary and everything.
Okay, so on commentary, it was the Booker Man, Booker T, who at one point had a fight for the last name of T in WCW.
He did.
And Vic Joseph, a regular NXT commentary team. One half of this is really good. The other half it's pretty fucking terrible. And I think you know Booker T and his fave 5. But yeah, that's him.
You ever realize, by the way, because I've watched clips of this episode, he's just Black Snow or Booker T every week. You realize that, right? That's what he is. He's just Black Snow every week.
He really is, except for it's not good.
Yeah. And then,
sometimes he's like really funny in his reactions when he's not like intentionally trying to be funny. Like when he gets taken out at commentary and he like gets so pissed off and then like 45 minutes to fucking put his headset back on.
So the funniest thing, because I think I missed this not rundown, but WWE Aftershock, and I want to make sure when he got caught ordering DoorDash on while he was doing the show, and I think it's the funniest
shit ever. I couldn't even believe that.
And I think they brought it up on NXT, not this week, but like Vic Joseph.
They brought up at NXT like the next week. It was so funny. It was so fucking funny. He was door dashing like Italian food or something like that. It was like lasagna or something. I forget what it was. Like he was door dashing some food. It was so funny. I can't believe someone caught that. That's so fucking funny.
I know.
When I saw that, I was like, "There's no way Booker T is ordering fucking food during a show. There's just no way."
It'd be hilarious if the guy you know how you have to give instructions when you do it. Actually, it'd be hilarious if he won't hand it to me, and the guy like showed up like during the show and handed it to him.
That happened during a basketball game. It was like a high school basketball game or whatever, and the referee for the game door dashed an order, and the guy walked onto the court to give it to him. It was like a high school basketball game, and like all of a sudden like out of the blue, you see like a DoorDash driver walk onto the sidelines and give the referee his food. It was not scripted or anything. It was bizarre.
Oh my gosh! All right, take us through because it's almost 2:30, so take us through NXT Battleground.
So to start off the show, they had a narration of what had happened recently with the voice of the Boston Celtics, Sean Grande.
Yeah.
And he did a great narration of the history and whatnot in Mello, because Mello's from the Boston area. They went over, like, came at courtside of the Celtics game and everything. It was pretty fucking cool.
I want to talk about something funny real quick. Because didn't you walk by this guy too? Like, what he
walked by Sean Grande and like dabbed him up in the opening.
And who did Braun Breaker walk by? Because he walked by somebody. Like, it was like someone big in like the.
I forget who. I forget who it was.
It's like someone big in like the like he has like a radio show and everything like that. But I forget.
It's Jimmy Stewart.
Yep.
He's on 95. What's up? He's the producer.
They showed it during the pre-show, and you could clearly tell. I think Sam Roberts knew who he was, but Matt Camp and what's his name? Megan Moran had no clue who he was because he's not.
He's the producer for 98.5 The Sports Hub.
But yeah, they had no
98.5 too. Also in NBC Sports Boston.
I think it goes to every wrestling show because he
does around the area all the time.
Yeah,
you'll see him. He's like front row every time.
Yeah, my uncle tweeted him one time, but he never responded to him. What a meanie! So mean. Like if someone tweets that they see and you don't even respond to them. Come on.
Hey, maybe he deserved it.
He might
have. So the opening match is, again, this dude just opens up every fucking match on every fucking show. And it's always a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
When has this dude never put on a bad show? It's Wesley versus Tyler Bate versus Joe Gacy for the NXT North American Championship. He's always on first, whether it's a promo or a match, and it's always amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just this match was fantastic from beginning to end. Just a lot of action, a lot of there's at one point I think it was Gacy on the top rope, or someone was on the top rope. I think it was Gacy, and Wesley does like a flip dive beside him and hits Tyler Bate on the outside. I thought that was really fucking sick. I love that. So finish of the match is Gacy is going for his finisher. He does the fucking handspring into the ropes, and he gets caught. No, that wasn't the finish though. I don't think it was, at least. But yeah. And then Wesley hits a fucking cardiac kick, and it was fucking insane.
It was
just nuts. I love that move.
Yeah, what would you give it as a star rating?
I give it 4 stars. This match is fucking outstanding.
I thought this match was very good. I thought I gave it 3 3/4 stars because there was some goofy stuff in the triple threat match that you could tell some people haven't really worked a lot of triple threats. Like there's a bit in the match, it's like right in the beginning, they're all exchanging roll ups and things like that. The story here is that Tyler Bate keeps going for pinfalls, but Wesley, like legitimately is like standing there for like he could have broken up the pinfall a lot faster than he did. Like he was legit just standing there, and it was like, "What are you doing, buddy?" Like, there was a lot of like goofy things like that, like on the triple threat match. I do gotta give props though, because as you know, I don't give a lot of props to this guy anymore. Joe Gacy looked really good in this match. Like he put his working boots on for this match.
He looked really good. Yeah, finally.
He really needed to have an
opponent. He belonged in that match.
Yeah, like. The biggest criticism is I didn't think he belonged. He really proved everybody wrong here, and I really think he had a really good performance here. He probably was because I don't think a lot of people say he's carried. I don't think he was really he probably was carried a little bit, but I think he really showcased himself in this match.
He needed it. He needed it badly.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. I think he probably needs to get rid of this gimmick because I think this gimmick really. I think that's why he sucks so much because he has to keep doing this gimmick too. I think
it was fine at the beginning, and then he started doing like this schism shit, and I'm like,
yeah,
not at all what I expected this to be. It's not like
the guy can work. The guy can work. Like I don't know, this gimmick I think is really holding him back. Like I get that's a lot of cult leader like supernatural gimmicks, but like Bray Wyatt, I think that's why like he does this gimmick better because he knows how to translate it better into his wrestling. I don't think Gacy really. And it's not his fault. I don't think he's been taught to really translate it into the gimmick all that well. So.
But I liked him prior when he had like the pants on and the shirt. I felt like that was like gimmick wise. I feel like that's like suited him better.
Yeah.
When we switched to the trunks, he really got worse. Like he just doesn't. I don't know. It just the gimmick just hasn't. It just felt completely flat.
Yeah.
He went from being like a really like a potential like Bray Wyatt replacement. As cult leader Bray Wyatt,
yeah.
So like, he's in a shitty stable with people who are going to leave the company anyways in a few months.
Yeah, I think too. Ever since that NXT title match he had last year in your house, that really I think soured a lot because he that was a bad feud and that was a bad match. Mm-hmm. And then he had a decent feud with Cameron Grimes, I guess, but it's also like Cameron Grimes. But like he looked really good here. Maybe just because like. You know, there was just a big showcase, so they finally gave him that showcase. But yeah, like, I hope this continues. I really hope. I feel like I don't have a lot of faith that will happen. I think he's gonna go back to sucking because of this gimmick. But like, I don't know. They need to turn this just prove because he had a killer match with Dexter Lumis, which you wouldn't think would be killer because of the gimmicks. But like it was on main event of all places, and
yeah,
it seems like NXT. Maybe he should go to the main roster. I hate to say it, but like. He's probably not main roster ready, but when he's done the main roster stint, he's looked way better on the main roster than NXT. And we know why that is, by the way. It's just let's not kid ourselves. We know why he looks better there. So
yeah,
but everybody else looked really good. But I think Gacy, he wasn't the standout, but he really stood out just because like the way he worked, like he never works that way. Like he really looked good in this match.
It was a pay-per-view. It was pay-per-view Joe Gacy essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
So. Next match we have is Noam Dar versus Dragon Lee for the Heritage Cup, and it's under Heritage Cup British rounds rules. So we'll have how many minutes? I think it's 5 minutes, and then they ring the bell. Whoever's winning wins that round or whatever. The winner at the end of the at the end of I think it's 7 rounds,
6 rounds,
6 rounds. Then they're the Heritage Cup winner. Round one was very back and forth. They go to Dragon Lee the Dragon Lee starts to work him over a little bit. Noam Dar. He goes to the outside. He tries to go for a flip dive or something. The referee stops him because the bell rang. So first round ended in a draw, essentially. No one won. And then Oro Mensah came out to be the corner man, so he accepted the invitation.
Because Nathan Frazier was Dragon Lee's corner man, so
which was obvious for like a couple of weeks now that he was going to be there.
I thought actually he was going to be the one that was going to turn heel, which I'm glad they didn't go that way.
I don't think he did. I don't think they're gonna. They could do it, but now it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah.
Round two, Noam Dar got the pin, so Noam Dar went up 1-0. And I think Noam Dar controlled this because I'm not going to go through round by round because it's going to take too long. But Noam Dar basically controlled this, and he got near the end of the match. Last Legend and his fucking new cronies came out to cost Dragon Lee the match, and the winner was Noam Dar to retain the Heritage Cup. I thought this match was solid. I give it like a 3. I give it 3.5 stars. Again, like it's great to see Noam Dar back on television again. It's been so long since we've actually seen him, besides like his little return here. But like again, like he's still very fucking good in the ring. And I mean, I don't think the British rounds matches are going to affect his quality. I think eventually he's going to lose it and he's going to go on to put on fucking 20-minute matches. But like, and he could do it. But yeah, I thought this match was really, really good, and I give it 3 stars.
Yeah, I like this match. I give it 3. The Heritage Cup rules really limited this match. Like anytime the match picked up steam, the round ended, which I feel like I get they want to keep the Heritage Cup like rules, but I feel like we need to have like a balance. Like I wish instead of it being like 6 3-minute rounds, they could like cut it in half and just do like 3 5-minute rounds or 3 like 10-minute rounds or something. Just because at least the match would be able to get going a little bit. Because anytime the match picked up steam, the round ended and they had to stop. They tried to utilize it in the match. They also this match was way overbooked. Like Oro Mensah turns heel, and then it's like doing like round 3. Like the match isn't even like half over by the time he turns, and then they do the whole thing where like Noam Dar still wins. So I thought the match was way overbooked a little bit too. I didn't like the finish of Dragon. I didn't mind Dragon Lee losing, but I didn't like the way he lost. They should have just gone to a tie, just because I thought Dragon Lee would have looked better, and it would have made Noam Dar look like more of a heel. Because by the time they interfere, it's like the 5th round. It's like, why are you interfering now? Like it doesn't even make sense of why did he need the interference? Like he was gonna retain no matter what anyway.
He was winning.
Yeah. Like it was a tie, yeah, but he was gonna win regardless, so it didn't even make sense.
I don't get it. Like I don't think that Dragon should have had a loss put on him this early. It just seems like that was just really weird.
I don't think Dragon Lee's being used very well so far. Like he's lost way too much. I get him losing to JD McDonough because at least I feel like if he had lose to JD McDonough, then I would have been okay with this. Like I didn't mind him losing to JD McDonough, but then he lost here, and like that hurt his momentum a lot.
He needs to beat Wesley for the time. I mean, his run hasn't been terrible. He's over as hell, but it just needs a little bit of a boost. I feel like he like the initial debut of him and like just whoa, like it's fucking Dragon Lee. Never expected him to be here, type of thing. Kind of wore off now, and it's like, okay, like what are they doing with him?
Yeah, they probably should have. And I guess they probably wanted Dragon Lee here just because he's pretty over anyways, and he's pretty popular. In all honesty, this should have been Nathan Frazier. Probably should have been here. Just because.
Definitely, and that should have been like a fatal 4-way with Dragon Lee being in the fatal 4-way and win the title probably.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars for that reason. It was kind of cool because I think this is the same arena. Like ROH was just there like a year ago. Dragon Lee was on that show, and he was back. He was in the whole. He was basically in the competition here, so it was awesome. Kind of, it's full circle.
He is full
Like,
circle. Yeah.
think about it, not even a year. He was in a whole nother company pretty much. He was basically working for AEW. If you think about it, like
It was pre AEW though, I think, right?
no, because ROH had been bought because it was because Tony Khan bought not AEW. He bought ROH last year. Yeah, Tony Khan bought his own company. That makes sense.
Company. He's not going to have a company soon enough because the in the AEW is probably not going to be there by the end of the year.
But yeah, so go through the next match. This going away here.
This I'm not even going to go through blow by blow on this because it's going to take me a long time to read this. But yeah, it was Dijak versus Ilya Dragunov, and this match was fucking insane. This is a fantastic barn burner, vicious fucking match. And I will say this though, just fucking watch this for yourself. If you haven't seen Battleground, just go and watch it because there's some spots in this match that might make you uncomfortable because of just how brutal it is.
Yeah,
I'll just go over like a few of them, but like the Dijak had Dragunov in the corner, and he was just fucking waylaying his stomach and his chest with the fucking kendo stick, and just like beating the fucking piss out of him. It looked like he was ready to pass out from the fucking pain. That's how like much he was selling and how much fucking Dijak was waylaying him with that fucking kendo stick across the fucking chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dragunov, he hits him with a super torpedo Moscow from I think he was standing on like the top of the stairs, and he jumped down and hit him with it, and onto the chair, and then Dijak was out cold, and Ilya Dragunov barely survives Dijak, and your winner, Ilya Dragunov. This match I give this match 4.5 stars. This match is fucking outstanding.
Yeah, this was 4 3/4 stars. I love this match. This was awesome. The only thing that hurts the match probably should have been an I Quit match. That probably would have made way more sense, especially with the.
But again, last man standing, like I Quit probably would have been a lot better. But like last man standing, because neither of them were gonna say I quit.
Yeah,
like in storyline reasons, neither of them were gonna quit, so it made sense for the last man standing match stipulation.
But this was great. I love the bit like during Dijak's entrance, he sent his family to the back because of the brutality that they were going to see. And the other spot I want to mention is the torpedo Moscow that Dragunov does like through the table where he puts himself through the table to take out Dijak. That was awesome too. This match was just awesome,
just fantastic. There's nothing you can say about it. It's a car crash of a match.
This honestly reminded me of like the black and gold NXT/NXT UK. That it was just like it was insane.
It did remind me a lot of the black and gold NXT, where they would have like in a big pay-per-view like this, you're going up against Double or Nothing. You got 30 heavy hitters in there. That match was never not going to be a dud. That match was always going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the match that you throw in there. You're like, okay, we're going to have a last man standing match. It's going to be Dijak against Dragunov, and they're gonna fucking tear the house down, and they fucking did.
Yeah, they did.
So next we have Noam Dar and his crew backstage. It's Ora Mensa, it's Lash Legends, and Dakar Jackson. He refers to his championship as historic before putting Mensa, Legend, and Jackson over, saying that they are the top.
Yeah,
I don't know if their stable name the top. I don't know. That's fucking stupid. I don't know. I just don't know.
This was a good segment here. I'm glad they turned Oro Mensa just because he was really bland as a face. So I think he could be good as like Noam Dar's crony. I think they should.
He was good at tag team anyway.
Yeah,
he was
so
good like by himself.
I don't know why they fired his partner Ashton Smith. I know he got hurt, but I think he got released like with NXT UK.
Part of those UK releases.
I don't know why they didn't just keep him and like he could have even been in this also and stuff. But yeah, I like this. They're probably gonna build up Dakota Jackson and Last Legend to probably take the titles off of Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn whenever they can. They the thing is that if you're wondering why they have Kaylee Ray and Aladon still as the NXT Women's Tag Champs, even though they're on SmackDown, they don't have a team right now to really take the belts off them at the moment. So that's probably why they're going to build this team for a while. I say that, and then Shawn Michaels will like break them up like next week.
Oh, he can't wait. He's getting erect thinking about it.
he's already got the storyline in his head, and he just put them together too. He's already got the storyline in his head of how he's going to break up this tag team. So
he's sitting there. He's ready to whack one out. He's got. I gotta get this tag team broken up.
He's waiting.
He's
salivating for it too.
He's like, remember when me and Marty Jannetty broke up? From that day, I hated tag teams. So from that day, it was my vendetta to end every tag team there ever was.
Notice not even just break up every tag team. We'll talk about this next week. He wants to have every person in their tag team face off now. Not a breakup. He just wants them to fight each other for no fucking reason.
Fucking beat the crap out of each other. Which at the same time doesn't make any sense. Because it just leads to the breakup anyway.
Yeah, that's coming.
Have a tag team match singles match between tag team partners, because it always ends in one of them turning on each other.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Ray and Eddie, WrestleMania 21. They had a fucking match. What happened? Months later, they broke up. It fucking happens. Thank God they didn't fucking do that to the Creeds. But who knows? They go to the main roster. Shawn Michaels might be like, "Hey, Connor, there's this great tag team. It reminds me a lot of American Alpha and all those other amateur tag teams that you had in WWE. We're going to have them actually break up and then have singles matches. But one's going to be on one brand and the other one's going to be the GM's son. So, yeah, that's a good idea."
Yep. Hey, Shawn Michaels learned from the best. He learned from Vince how to break up tag teams. Remember in 2020, he was every tag. There was a tag. You know what? Maybe it wasn't Vince in 2020 that was breaking up all those tag teams. Maybe Shawn Michaels was booking in the main roster. We just didn't even know it. Because notice in 2020, a lot of tag teams broke up. And
too many.
Yeah. Now it's happening in NXT. It's so bad they don't even have a team to take the belts off of Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn.
They keep breaking up, and they keep putting They put Kaden Carter and Katana Chance in matches all the time, and now they're drafted to whatever the fuck brand they're on, and they haven't fucking appeared, and it's been a month.
Yep.
Because they suck. That's why.
But yeah, continue with. I know you're gonna forget. Speaking of, because I want to bring it up. Speaking of a tag team that's breaking up soon, take us through the Chase U segment that took place on this show.
Oh, they had school was in session. Mm-hmm. It was I don't know what the fuck's going on with Andre Chase at all. But Duke Hudson is the substitute teacher for the time being until he turns in the group eventually, because you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even though we've been predicting it and it's been wrong every step of the way, it's going to happen.
Yeah, we just don't know when.
So they have school, and they have their they bring in Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey to teach wrestling. Mm-hmm. And they make fun of the fuck is her name now?
Thea Hale.
There we go. Thea Hale. They make fun of her and she cries and runs away.
And Duke Hudson sticks up for her too.
And Duke Hudson stick up for her, which is kind of surprising because he's been a dick recently.
I like how while he was doing this, he was working on the. He said he was working on the Money in the Bank study guide. He's gonna get that set up for people. I wonder what
him sticking up for Thea Hale. I thought that was really nice of him.
Very nice.
He kicked out both Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak, and he did the right thing.
I thought this was kind of fake though. He's being fake. That just didn't feel real to me. He's not. This is a fake nice guy. We don't like that either. That's even worse.
Be facetious.
Yeah. He's doing a really good job as a substitute teacher so far. Everyone seems to like him so far. He's he's been really busy lately though, because anytime Thea Hale's made a match, he's just too busy grading quizzes and all that type. He needs to start paying attention to his students. I guess he's paying attention to the students by grading their quizzes, but he needs to instill power in them. All he's doing is he's too focused on their grades versus how they're actually related to the material. So I feel like Andre Chase will teach him that when he comes back, but he needs to learn that. What do you think?
I think he needs to learn that too. I mean, he's not even looking at his students.
I couldn't even keep us.
The students are getting taken advantage of.
I couldn't even keep a straight face on that. You could tell I was trying to keep a straight face. I was trying to make that like a realistic opinion, and then I just broke. I couldn't even keep a straight face anymore.
He just ignores that his students are getting the shit kicked out of him.
I know. If you tell, he didn't even notice that like the hair was like being made fun of until he looked up at the screen either. He was like he didn't even look up for like 10 minutes.
He gave no fucks. And then all of a sudden Thea's gone, and then he's like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah. By the way, I love too, right before this happened too, by the way, he cursed out like one of the students for like doing badly on their quit. Like he cursed the court. But so he's kind of a hypocrite there. He just cursed the crap out of one other student, by the way. So that other student, by the way, didn't speak up for himself when it happened to him, though. He didn't leave and cry, by the way. He didn't cry.
He's not
like yeah. And then it showed an ad for the Great American Bash because that's coming back. It's gonna be a premium live event this time too, which is pretty cool.
Ooh, premium.
Yeah.
Premium.
Which I'm happy about. I kind of wish the main roster had that show though, because especially because Cody, would totally be at that show.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. So I wish the main roster had that, but
he could still be at.
Huh?
If he wanted to.
Do you trust Shawn Michaels to book Cody Rhodes though?
No, he'd have him get jobbed out on night one.
Yeah. He'd probably lose in like
to Oral Mensa.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. All right, next, you take us through the next match.
Whatever the fuck his name is. So next match is the tag team match. It's Judas and Brutus. I'm just going Brulius. Julius and Brutus the Creed brothers versus Mark Coffey and Wolfgang of Gallus. Mm-hmm. And this match is really good. Really good match. It's just a back and forth action. The match it's just a really fucking solid match. Really, really good. And then Ava comes out of nowhere and beats the crap out of Ivy Nile. And that distracts Julius Creed, who just stands there with his fucking hands on his head, looking dumb. And then he walks right into basically the Buddha Doom. And your winners are, and still tag team champions are, Gallus. I give this match 3 stars. I thought it was like I said, like a very good match. I thought the finish was a bit goofy.
Yeah.
But I know now why this happened, and I'll say it after the show.
Well, it doesn't spoil NXT though, because I haven't seen that.
No,
yet,
it's not.
So.
It's not like it's not going to spoil NXT or anything.
Because
they weren't.
I thought this was really good. I give it like 3.5 stars. I didn't like the finish though. So. Hello. Oh, okay. And then I'll just talk about this part so you don't accidentally spoil it. The mystery attacker who's been attacking everybody does a promo and says that she's going to reveal, well, he or she,
yeah, they do.
He or she is going to reveal themselves on Tuesday. So
they do. So you'll find out on Tuesday.
There you go. Well, it's already happened, but when I watch it,
yeah, when you watch it, you'll find out who it is.
Because it can't be Tuesday because we got to do the fucking show Saturday. I can't just not watch it. So.
Yes, you could. You could just not watch it on blind, and I can just tell you and spoil everything.
Don't do that. That's not very nice. I wouldn't do that to you. I didn't do that. I didn't do that for Yellow Jackets. I thought I did, but I didn't.
So we have next match is Lyra Valkyria versus Tiffany Stratton for the vacant NXT Women's Championship. I'm not even going to go over this because I don't fucking care. I just don't care about either of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany Stratton hits the fucking moonsault and she won. Great. Awesome. Terrible champion. It didn't even make any sense to me for them to be competing. Like it shouldn't even been those two.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been Roxanne Perez winning.
Yes.
Not Tiffany Stratton, because she fucking sucks. But it was so predictable from the beginning. From the very beginning. Once we found out that the plan was changed once Indy got hurt, that Tiffany was going to win the match, I was like, oh, great. There we go. There's your next champion. And as soon as she vacated the title, Andy, I was like, oh, great. It's Tiffany Stratton. Wonderful.
Yeah, this is a terrible decision. She's probably going
to... too, the promo sucked.
She's probably going to be the worst NXT Women's Champion. And that's saying a lot because Mandy was really bad. But at least Mandy could go a little bit.
Better than Tiffany Stratton.
You realize, by the way, I was thinking about this. We have not had a good NXT Women's Champion since
Indy would have been that if they Indy and Roxanne, but like
no, Roxanne's title reign was not good if you remember.
No,
she wasn't. I hate to say it, but it really wasn't good.
Yeah, that's true. Indy's would have been good too if she didn't get hurt.
Yeah, but we have. I want you to. I think Raquel was the last good NXT Women's Champion. That was what. Great. Yeah, that was what over 2 years ago. At this point. We have not had a good NXT Women's title reign.
2020, 2021.
Yeah, because we covered that show. It was Stand and Deliver. Because then it was Mandy.
Women's champion.
Yeah, because then it was Mandy. Then it went to Roxanne. And look, we like Roxanne, but let's be real. The title reign wasn't good. I hate to say that, but it really wasn't good.
They really did her dirty.
Yeah.
Most of those matches should have been against Cora.
Mm-hmm. And then Indy won the belt. Then she got hurt. So sorry that didn't happen. And then Tiffany's going to be a bad champion. This is going to be a bad time for the NXT Women's Division.
I would just say the promo on NXT sucked.
Yeah, but like this,
she literally looks like she forgot her lines halfway through the promo.
Yeah,
because it looks like she's like staring at it like a fucking teleprompter. Because she just freezes. Yeah. She literally just freezes and like stares straight ahead, and then reads like she's like fucking reading off a teleprompter.
Yeah. And the thing is too, I don't even know if they really had a better option other than Roxanne because Lila, wasn't a good option because the promos aren't really there for her. I hate to say it, Cora Jade lately has sucked. I don't know what's happened to Cora Jade, but like after the match she's been putting on, especially the match she had on the Go Home episode of NXT, she could not have the belt until like she improves.
You know why? You know why? Because she's a shitty heel.
Yeah. No, but even
she's just an awful heel, and she's forced into the style that doesn't suit her.
Yeah, but I talked about it. That match that Lila and Cora had last week, 2 weeks ago now at this point. No, it was last week. That was bad. That might be like the worst match I've seen all year. That was bad. I couldn't believe how bad it was. It was so short, but like it was so bad. Like I couldn't believe it. And then
like before Cora turned heel, she was amazing.
Yeah.
And now it's like you see the slow deterioration of her skills, which is like she's like fucking 22 years old and she's deteriorating.
Yeah. I wanted to. She does.
This is somebody you should be building your brand around. A top babyface, not a fucking heel who sucks at being a heel.
I wonder if she's leaving the business soon because she's doing a lot of modeling stuff lately too. Maybe she doesn't want to do the business. Maybe she doesn't want to be in the business anymore too. Because
it's just awful. She just does not look good, and Shawn Michaels isn't making her look good either.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels isn't making anybody in the women's division look good except Indy, but Indy's gone now. So
they literally the feud should have been Roxanne versus Cora for the title.
Yeah, maybe.
They blew their load way too early with that like hardcore style match last year when she turned on her. And then they ignored each other forever.
Yep.
Roxanne had the title and they didn't interact one fucking time.
And if you remember, the big bit in the match was like Cora was about to win that match at Deadline, whatever the Iron Survivor Challenge, but there wasn't enough time. Like, to be fair, Cora did get hurt, so like I think roughly shortly after she won the belt, but like they really. And then I don't know what happened. This NXT Women's title just seems cursed at this moment because
it's awful. It's just not good. I don't think they know how to book the feuds.
And Roxanne, right when she won the belt, pretty much too, had some type of personal issue go on that And if you notice, by the way, they have not mentioned that she suffers from anxiety anymore. They realize that
it's a plot point.
Yeah. Oh, this is just.
She didn't suffer from it. It was fucking some plot point that they used to get the title off of her.
Pretty much.
It was awful, horrific.
This title, the NXT Women's title has had a terrible go of it as of late.
It's literally, it should be Roxanne Perez champion versus Cora Jade. They should have at least done that match 2 times by now.
Mm-hmm.
At least. And then Cora should fucking turn face by now. Because she is a fucking horrific heel.
Yeah.
She's cutting promos that don't make any fucking sense.
I guarantee you, by the way, if she was on the main roster, not right away, Triple H will turn her babyface pretty much right.
She needs a turn. It's been terrible since the beginning. She can't cut promos as a heel. She stumbles over her own words as a heel. Like, it's been bad. And Sean's like, she's gonna be a heel. A heel. Yeah. But I would have turned her fucking 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Well, once she came back,
I knew this shit wasn't going good. I would have had her return as a babyface.
Definitely.
Instead of having her return as a fucking heel, which made no sense. Yeah. He's not understanding. When something's not working, you change it.
Yep. It's the opposite of it. With Sean, actually. When something's not working, he doesn't change it. When something's working, he breaks it up or changes it. Like that's the opposite.
It's working so well, he can't wait to break it up.
Or can't wait to get rid of it.
But when something's not working, he just continuously shoves it down our throats.
What the hell is he?
Or is a heel? Wherever faced Lyra Valkyria, the bland wrestler who fucking is good in the ring but shitty on the mic and can't talk. Yeah, her. Let's throw her in there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's have her cut a fucking promo from the fucking crow's nest. We can't understand a fucking word she's saying because the microphone's on like 1 and you can't fucking understand a word she's saying.
It's so bad, yeah.
The microphone was so fucking low you couldn't hear what the fuck she was saying.
Yeah.
Like it's just this women's championship has been so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was great. Roxanne was gonna win. She had a really good feud against Cora to begin with. But then it fucking fell off a cliff.
3 years ago, the woman, like when AEW went up against NXT in the Wednesday Night Wars, if you remember, the NXT Women's Division was like the best women's division in the entire world.
Oh, the best. It was amazing.
You wouldn't think that now. If I told someone that just came in to watch an NXT, they wouldn't believe us.
You can tell them to compare. Look at both the rosters and tell me without seeing, which company's which. Tell me which roster you think was WWE and which one was AEW, and I can guarantee you they'd say the AEW roster was WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Because by name value, there's way more name value on there than there is with NXT.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
I mean, I hate to say it, I think AEW's women's division is probably better than NXT's right now.
It is, because NXT's women's division is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And partly to, a lot of them are hurt.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's 3 separate women up with torn ACLs right now. I don't know how that fucking happened, but they all went down at the same time.
And they had to put in a mystery attacker as a plot point, pretty much, to write all these women off, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as much as I don't like Nikita Lyons, and she is just a fucking ass to a lot of people, she somewhat is talented and could have boosted this women's division. Saul Ruka, highlighted as a star rookie for NXT, could have helped this division out. Tears her ACL.
Yeah, well, she wasn't being booked all that well, anyways.
No, but I think it would have turned the corner. I think they were starting to. I think because they didn't put in the match because the ladder match because she tore her ACL. But it's just like I think there's like 3 women down there that tore their ACL at the exact same time.
We're missing someone who tore their ACL.
I know. I forget.
What's it? Santino's daughter.
Wendy Chu. Also, out with injury. I don't think it's an ACL, but I think she's out with injury now too. Santino's daughter's hurt. Like, there's so many fucking people, so many women in NXT right now that are just hurt that could boost this division. And Sean is continuously going with the stupid fucking decision every single fucking time.
I mean, I hate to say it though. If that's the thing, we could talk about. There's a lot of women that are hurt. it doesn't help the fact that the booking doesn't like even if they were there anyways, Shawn Michaels would still book them like shit anyways. So
if I can interject for a minute also, because I heard most of the conversation with the women's division. The difference between you said AEW's, but also Impact's women's division, right? Is number one the name value. Number two, the booking is way fucking better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think yes, the main two titles are great, right? The SmackDown and the Raw women's title, even though they're fucking on different shows, God knows why. But minus that fact, then you have, the tag team division shite, right? And then you have the NXT women's division that's also shite. So what, like 50-50? Like, and that's the other fucking problem. It's like there's no reason with the amount of talented women that you have on all three shows that you shouldn't have the best women's division. Period on all three companies. There's no way.
Good. It should be that way.
It's absurd to me, and it's like it really does come down to the fact that Impact has worked with less. Still, they're working with less, and they have a better booked women's division. They have a more prestigious women's division in North America. That's ridiculous. That's absurd that you're letting that happen.
Yeah,
basically, a second tier promotion is out promoting you in a key point.
Yep.
I mean, you just said it, James, right there. Like, you put if Shawn Michaels was booking the Impact Knockouts division,
Impact would not have a Knockouts tag division by the end of the year if you booked him in Impact. It's dead. It died. Like, I don't know about this tag team division, Bucko. I think we got to get rid of it. Yeah. Not sure about that. Why am I sounding like I'm turning into John Laurinaitis by the fucking second? Hey, she's hot. Don't fire her.
I know, but yeah, this NXT Women's Division is maybe when Fantasy's more than they can, like James and I might have to like maybe James and I will do a fantasy booking series when we fix.
Oh
the
boy,
NXT
yeah. Where do you start?
I don't know.
Fucking hell.
Seriously,
seriously, yeah. I think you just fucking retire the division for like half a year and do a soft relaunch at this point. That's what I'd fucking do. Seriously.
I have to. Yeah.
Terrible.
Dude, by the way, Wendy Chu is one of the worst gimmicks I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of fucking dumb gimmicks in wrestling.
No, James, you don't get it. She sleeps.
Yeah, no, I know. She sleeps. Trust me, I saw the level up last week. It was bad.
She's tired.
Stinky. Big stinky, man. Fucking, I have pillow. And she doesn't like swearing. So anybody that wants to say a swear, she's gonna fucking cut him off and say biscuit. Oh yeah, that's fucking riveting television. I'll put the asses in the seats.
She's sleepy.
She's sleepy. Yeah. Bro, how is it? You know what the funny thing is? I take Maki Ito more seriously than fucking Wendy Chu, and I hate Maki Ito with a burning passion. Like, I want Maki Ito to never appear on my television screen again. Her gimmick is that fucking bad, and I take her more seriously than I do Wendy fucking Chu.
So I'm guessing, James, you're not subscribing to Maki Ito's OnlyFans package if you don't even want to on your TV.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Not that I would anyway, but no. I'm just saying, definitely not with Maki. Maki wouldn't be. If I was going to buy an OnlyFans, Maki Ito is not my fucking first ballot Hall of Fame choice. I'll tell you right now.
That heathen Owen Finch.
Yeah.
I'm not even subscribed to it, but Chris knows. Chris knows. I don't even look at them, but Chris knows how I see them.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Through means.
Illegal. Let's just say I don't know if the legal means. That's a thing. Chris and I can probably tell you.
Why are you incriminating yourself on your own show?
You have.
Yeah, that's fair. Pop-up ads. That's a thing.
Yeah. Well, that was my show. That wasn't even your show. That was my show.
Yeah, that was your show. I still incriminated myself. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. No, we did nothing. You heard nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Flash in the pan. Men in Black style.
Boom.
All right, cool.
I take it. What do we give it the NXT Women's Title match? I would give
0.
it like, I'm gonna give it like the match itself wasn't bad, but like it's gonna. I feel like I just couldn't enjoy it. So yeah,
I'm sick and tired of Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I hear she's like a. I hear a lot of people say she's like a sweet.
No one has my style, and no one had my finesse. And I am the number 1 women's division person thing on the planet. And I got the belt now.
Oh my gosh.
That's literally her.
I almost took my headphones off. I think you saw me going for the headphones.
I know you're lucky. I don't have headphones.
Bro, okay. Did you guys ever see this on? So I was on the Jeff Beecham Network calling a fucking NXT show. I know you saw this on. Okay, Chris.
You told me about this.
I saw Tiffany Stratton's return. Right. So when she came back, and the minute she spoke, I'm like, I do what I usually do. I'm kind of like a mix of Bobby Heenan, Jerry Lawler. Like, ooh, if there's pretty women, I'm gonna be that kind of guy. So I'm doing that shtick, right? It's not really a shtick, but it's just me turned up to 11. But I digress. She looks nice, right? So I compliment her looks, right? As you do. She comes in and then she grabs a microphone, and then I just wait for her to speak. And the first thing I hear out of her mouth is, "Did you guys miss me?" And I immediately took my headphones off, stormed off Jeff Beecham Network. I have never once left a call, except for Baron Corbin being on a match, and that was for a stick. I legitimately could not stand to be in the same room, my own room, to listen to Tiffany fucking Stratton. I went the fuck home. I went out of my room and into my humble abode outside of my room. That's how much he pissed me off. I didn't even want to be anywhere near the vicinity while she was on my screen.
I can't blame you.
Dude, she's
fucking god
awful, bro.
That sucks because a lot of people say in the locker room and stuff that she's like a sweetheart backstage.
Oh no, I'm sure she is. I bet you $100,000 she is one of the sweetest people ever. So this is not like indicative of the person. Let me just clarify. Like,
this is the character.
This character sucks. Like,
bad.
Oh my god, it's the worst I've ever seen. And if she created it, she's bad for creating it. But otherwise, I can't judge her as a person.
It's fucking an awful gimmick.
Yeah, it's really gimmicks. Bad, man. Like, fucking... Anyway, that's my little 2 cents there. You go, guys, continue from there.
Okay.
The main event. Not the show, so you can stay right here.
Fuck, I'm leaving.
The last match of the show.
So, the main event of the evening is Carmelo Hayes, your NXT heavyweight champion, versus Braun Breaker, the challenger. I'm not gonna go over this blow by blow. Just gonna say the finish, and then we'll go from there. Just a really fucking great match.
Mm-hmm.
And Carmelo Hayes won with nothing but net, and he retains it as your new NXT World Heavyweight Champion. I give this match...
No, he retained.
Yes, he retained it. He didn't win it. He retained it. I give this match 4 stars. So this match is really fucking good. It's a really good show for both guys. I thought this was excellent.
I would give it the same. I probably prefer this. I know I said in the first time around when I was watching it, I gave that match 4.25 stars, and then I said this match at 4 stars, but I liked this match better. And a lot of people would say, well, why was that? I think it was circumstances. It was the same day as WrestleMania, so I wasn't thinking about that, that match as much. I was a bit generous and something like that. I think why I like this match better is because I was more invested into the feud, and the characters were way more defined. If you remember, the first match didn't have that going for it.
Nope.
This match had that going for it. Just great stuff here. I give it 4.25 stars. The only thing I question, and this is kind of one of those, don't spoil it, but where do both guys go from here? I can see where Carmelo Hayes goes, but where does Braun go from here? Because now that he lost, where does he go? Because there's left to do in NXT. He can do the heel shtick, I guess, and he'd be a great challenger, I guess, for the North American title. But I just don't. I don't really want to see him as champion again because we had to suffer through it. You could make an argument maybe he should have gone over here since he just turned heel, but it's like
But then Melo, where does Melo go?
Yeah, and then Melo just won the belt, and it's like even though it'd be different, because he'd be a heel. He still has faced everyone in NXT, even though he's changed roles. Like I think he's legitimately faced everyone that he could face in NXT because he just faced all the faces when he was a face, anyways. So, quite frankly, I like a lot. I know a lot of people like Blonde as a heel. I haven't hated him as a heel, but he doesn't. He has, but he doesn't feel that different. He feels like he's the same guy, except he's a heel, and he acts like a.
He's just mean.
Yeah. Like, I remember we've talked about this. All the stuff that he did in this match, he would have done anyways as a babyface. Like, yeah. So, I feel like that, I like this. We need to get Braun out of the title picture now, though. He's been in the title picture for way too long. He needs to get out of that now. I think it's main roster time for him. I say that, but why wasn't he drafted if he wasn't they've delayed his main roster call up.
Okay. I'm going to say this. Neither the Creeds or Braun were on NXT. They've been called up.
Okay. All right, so that makes
some fucking juice to that tag team division, and we'll see what they do with Braun.
Yeah, the men's tag division is going to struggle without the Creeds though, because they were like the best team in the whole division.
But it was time. As soon as I saw that, when they lost, I was kind of upset because I wanted them to win. Mm-hmm. But I was like, as soon as the show ended, they were like, "Oh, the Creeds and Braun Breaker are getting called up." I was like, that's awesome. Now the Creeds are up there. They deserve to be on the main roster. They remind me so much of the World's Greatest Tag Team, American Alpha, just like that wrestling tag team. It always goes over so well on the main roster. Yeah. It just depends on how long they'll stay together. But they have the benefit of actually being real life brothers.
Yeah. Braun, I think they'll do well. I think Braun's going to struggle a little bit on the main roster just because
is he going to be the heel? Is he going to be the face? Like, what is he going to be?
Because I feel like they had, because I remember they made the mistake with Hideo Itami where they called him up mid-transition as, like he was a heel in NXT, and they called him up as a face mid-transition, and he like forgot he was supposed to be a face, and he was still acting like a heel. So, which I don't think that's good.
It's the same thing with like DIY. Mm-hmm. They called him up way too early. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like Hideo Itami, like same thing. Like he was supposed to be a face, but he was still acting like a heel.
Yeah, Braun could be the guy that if he shouldn't be a champion anytime soon, though. I know it would be fresh to everyone, but I just saw him for 10 months with the belt. I feel like he should be challenger for like a long while, whether it's face or heel. I feel like they should wait and see how over he gets on the main roster, just because
I mean, I think I think what they're planning is Cody versus Gunther. I think at WrestleMania, I think is what they're trying to do for next year.
Yeah.
From what I've read. But I would love to see Braun versus Gunther or Braun versus Cody.
Yeah. If you remember, by the way, that was Walter's last match before in NXT, like in the NXT system, was against Braun. He lost. So there's a
fucking bangers.
Yeah, that'd be great. And Braun's everything that Walter, if you think about, hates about wrestling. If you think about it, like Braun's his gimmick is everything that he hates about wrestling. So.
You literally could keep Braun the heel and just turn Imperium face.
Yeah, I feel like they keep. Well, you could just have Braun turn face and Walter's be a heel.
Yeah,
because I think WrestleMania 40, you do Walter versus Braun for the IC title, Cody versus Roman for the Undisputed Universal title. And, if I have my way, Seth versus LA Knight cashing in Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Fuck yeah, I do. That's an easy yes from me.
I would, for Braun Breaker, make him Scott Steiner 2.0 and cut a math promo. I think that could get him over huge.
He's done something similar to that in NXT.
Has he already? Oh, has he already? No, don't give it away on NXT. No.
He referenced it, but he didn't actually do like a promo.
God damn it. No, he's got to do the full promo. He's got to talk about math statistics and shit.
And guess what, James? They can do that because Petey Williams, he's a road agent, so they can do that.
Uncle Petey Pump.
No, it's Pete. Because Vince changed it because he didn't like Pete.
That's weird.
Wait, he's Pete? Wait, what?
His actual, like, if you look it up, it's actually like his ring name in WWE is Pete Williams.
Wow, that's weird. All right, but let's end off the show.
Okay, well, hold on. So Uncle Pete Pump or whatever, right? Uncle Pete Pump with Braun Breaker, like, hey, listen, your uncle, he wanted me to be your godfather, and now I'm gonna be your godfather. We're gonna show these guys who's boss, and then they just become a tag team. That would be sick, actually.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that. Like him going back to the Petey Pump routes.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Braun can do on the main roster.
I think if they keep him on NXT, that's what I'd do with him. That's what I do. I'd team him up with Uncle Pete Pump.
Yeah. But anyhow, so let's grade NXT Battleground. I thought this was a really good show. I'm going to give it a B. It's brought way down by Tiffany Stratton winning the belt, though. Like, that really brings the show down. That's mainly, like, it would probably be like an A- show.
It's an S-ranked show. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the greatest moment in the history of pro wrestling.
Also, I didn't like the other thing that I didn't like the Heritage Cup match was a bit annoying on this show also. So
yeah.
What would you give it as like a letter grade?
I give it the same thing. I give it a B. It's borderline B plus. The more I think about it, I like the Night of Champions more.
Yeah.
But I watched more of Battleground than I did Night of Champions.
That's fair. I think too. It didn't help that I watched these shows back to back pretty much. I watched Night of Champions, then Battleground right afterwards.
Like time, like day at a time, I think it would have been better.
But I didn't really have a choice. So
you didn't really have a choice. Like if everything went to plan, you could have done them in back to back days, but you really didn't fucking. There was no way that was happening.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So James, I was supposed to text you, but you're already here.
I already here.
We're at the plugs now, so
we got a little bit of a trailer thing, and then when we come back, they're gonna plug other stuff that I might not have in this trailer. And this is across all the FTW production channels, so you can expect to see all this shit for FTW Productions.
It's out of my hands.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Masters Stable Wars entire playlist. FTW Productions Watch Party for WrestleMania Go Home Raw. Mistress Audio Dramatic Readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All Retro Wrestling Review Series videos on demand and upcoming. All WrestleMania themed retros available now on demand. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play Series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play Series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indie Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Cassidy 18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting, Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8, Fast Food and Restaurants Discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
So that's everything you can see from the FTW side of things, but there's some other things that wasn't in that trailer that we're going to talk about. So tomorrow at 12:30, we may do it earlier, just depending on Chris's schedule and everything like that. We're going to be doing the Retro Wrestling Review Series for WWE Payback 2020 with Roman Reigns celebrating 1,000 days as Universal Champion tomorrow. It only makes sense to cover the show where he won the belt off of. And then Saturday night, it will be recorded at 8 o'clock, but obviously these will come out later. We're going to be doing the WWE Aftershock, covering everything post-Night of Champions and Battleground. And then Sunday, we're going to be doing the Wrestling Rundown. The Wrestling Rundown's returning for the first time since I think we did the crossover with ATW View. And we're going to be covering all the big shows that took place, Night of Champions, Battleground, Double or Nothing, Impact Under Siege. And even though it didn't happen the same weekend, we're going to cover New Japan Resurgence since it was like roughly the week before, and it's a big enough show. I think that deserves some love or hate, depending on how good the show or bad the show was. And then the same day at night at 7, we're going to be doing AEW Spark, covering again Double or Nothing, which I'm hoping we just do that briefly, just because I don't want to talk about the same show twice.
Just you keep it brief.
But that's not my call. And AEW Dynamite from this week, Rampage, and whatever else AEW related is going on. And then that's going to be a lot of fun things. And then we'll be back to basically our normal schedule. And if the rundown goes well, every month that there's a big shows that happen all at the same time and all that type of stuff, we'll cover them, which I kind of hope now it doesn't do well, because then we have to cover NWA Crockett Cup. But,
yeah. Here's the thing. Sorry. Go ahead, Chris. I don't mean to step on you.
Crockett Cup.
Yeah, the Crockett Cup. You don't like the Crockett. I agree. Dude,
wow, I'm surprised. That's a big thing everyone likes.
I liked the Crockett Cup when they first brought it back. It's just fallen so fucking bad.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Iris is going to be there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why I say Crockett Cup, because seriously, NWA has been fucking ruined since Billy Corgan put the fucking title on Tyrus and said that if you don't like him as champion, then you don't like wrestling. Well, guess what? I don't like wrestling then. So.
Well, it's not even. It was ruined.
No. If I don't like him as champion, then I don't like wrestling. Oh, also, this is the same guy on fucking Fox News that said 9/11 was an inside job. Yeah, what a great fucking PR guy for your champion.
I'll say,
idiot.
We'll end this off here because Chris has to get off soon. Because it's
Sorry.
But the only thing, and let's be real, NWA was ruined long before time was ruined. Let's be real.
Yeah, but you talked about the rundown. The next time, we do have a definitive rundown, for next time. So, after Forbidden Door, Rundown happens, because we're going to be doing another ATW View X Rundown crossover like we did last year. So, that is happening. That is on the docket. We are doing it. I've already been planning it with Noah, which means, Owen, if you're going to be available, that means you can actually host your first crossover event with Noah. So that will be fun. That will be pretty much after this rundown that we're going to be doing this weekend. So you guys will be seeing that on Monday. There's going to be a lot of shit coming out on Monday. So by the time you see this, there's a bunch of shit coming up. So be prepared. All right, cool.
And then 2 weeks, Owen and AJ Talk launches. So that's exciting. Yep. 2 weeks. I want
to talk Native Studios on the iCard.
Yep. So a lot of we're going to be doing a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of things we want to do, but there's some things that have held that back. But we're going to try to. But Owen and AJ Talk will be the big show that happens on Owen the Talkinator. Basically, new content will finally go on Owen the Talkinator. I know we've kept you waiting a while, but we've had some things that's been going on. So it's finally going to be launched. The intro will be made next week, and then we're going to launch the show. My cousin and I are going to get on the phone, get on Skype, and all that type of stuff, and kind of plan our stuff out. So Chris, actually, not this year, but next year, will be making an appearance with you in a show once it comes back. So that's going to be fun.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So
and
being held hostage.
He's being held. You're being held hostage. He's held.
I'm forced to do it.
I didn't force you to do anything. So
that's what a hostage person would say.
You mean
I'm being held against my will. Please save me.
But anyhow, that's pretty much it, guys, and we will talk to you guys later.
Since this is being recorded in the past,
we'll talk to you guys in the future. I didn't know this was coming out late. So
yeah, no shit. What do you mean it's gonna be coming out tomorrow? It's technically late. It's the past anyway. But anyway, yeah. Bye, everyone.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.